The following is a State Champs Sports Network production. It started this morning. The sun came up across the state of Michigan, and with it, a feeling that only comes around once a year. Because this is the day they've been waiting for. Across this state, in cities and small towns, on fields where generations have come before them, a new season is about to be written. Tonight, everybody is undefeated. Every dream is still alive, and every team believes the road belongs to them. But soon, there will be heroes, there will be heartbreak, there will be giants who fall, and new that rise to take their place. There will be moments nobody saw coming, and moments these athletes will remember for the rest of their lives. Because before this is over, champions will be crowned, legacies will be made, and only a select few will make it all the way to the final destination for defeat. And as the sun begins to set over the city of Detroit, that journey begins right here. Tom Adams Field, Wayne State University, the 2026 Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic. The wait is over. Michigan High School football is back, and State Champs Game Time Live is back with it. We're here for all of it. So Michigan, it's time. Well. To State Champs Game Time Live's Countdown to Kickoff.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from Wayne State University. It is time for the 2026 Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic. DeWitt and Oakland Hills getting set to go in just a little bit. But before we do that, we're going to have a little fun. This is Champs Game Time Live Countdown to Kickoff show. My name is Plant. I am joined here on set by the play man himself, the voice of State Champs here when it comes to broadcast, and that is Sean Belizian, and also the host of State Champs High School Sports Show, Patty Cesarini, and also our sideline reporter here for all season long. And, well, we're here, and, you know, we just wanted to tell you guys that we wanted to just make you wait a little bit. I know you wanted to see the show at 6, but we said we're going to make them wait. But seriously, we've got through it. We are here, and we are getting set for an amazing weekend. And it's high school football season.
Patty, I'm so excited. I mean, really, we had so much fun working together the last couple of years. And Lauren, legitimately, you guys have done it on State Champs every day. We've done it as a network, having the countdown. I've had my own personal countdown, and I woke up today smiling, going, no more days. No more days. It's here. So we're really excited to be out here.
I mean, it's a blast, right? Blessed to be a part of a great crew. We're trying new things out this year, which is really exciting. We've got great matchups throughout the week, and it's always fun to watch the talent in the state of Michigan, right? Every single year. It just seems like it gets better and better and better. And then the best part about our job is we see them at this stage in high school, and then we get to go cheer them on at the collegiate level as well.
No, absolutely. And this is our new Countdown to Kickoff set. This is the mobile stage, which we will be bringing all season long to football games all season long from all across the area. So what we have is a wonderful schedule set for you that you can see on your screen right now. We're going to be kind of traversing Metro Detroit. We're trying to get some really great matchups, kind of get a good representation. Macomb County, Oakland County, the Catholic League, you know, just so we can bring you some fantastic events. And we've got 2 games this weekend. So we're here, of course, our number 4 team in the state, DeWitt, getting set to take on one of the really rapid rising football programs in West Michigan, and that is Kenowa Hills. And then tomorrow, we've got the number 2 team in the state, Detroit Cass Tech, bringing in Michigan City, Indiana. So it's great that the PKC will do these interstate matchups to get things going.
I love it. And, you know, it was interesting. We were talking to Michigan City's coach, Lauren, and you said, listen, we know about Cass Tech. but we're not coming here to lose. And you know, that's the kind of stuff you love to hear. The boys know what Cass Tech is all about. Lauren, you are 1,000% right. I look at Kenowa Hills. You know, when you think of the West Side and all the fantastic football that's been out there, the football factories, Kenowa Hills is moving up those charts and, dare I say, becoming one of the usual suspects.
Yeah, they definitely are, and especially tonight, we're going to see a three-headed monster from Kenowa Hills between their quarterback, their running back, and their wide receiver. And obviously, as we talked to Coach Fellows throughout the week, he's excited to get going in this game, and they're going up against DeWitt, the defending champs. So this is a great game for them to test where they're at as they're continuing to build this program.
We're going to pull up our preseason top 20 football rankings right now, and number 4 on that list is DeWitt. And it's always hard to rank teams when you come into a preseason because you're just going off projections, but this is a team quite arguably maybe one of their best in the last 10 years. We haven't seen them yet. We're about to, but from what we all can understand, it's going to be a track meet.
Oh, it's frightening to think how much better can they be than last year, because all one has to do is look at their scores. My goodness gracious. And it was funny, when we were talking to Coach, the one thing that he said is, I brought up his defense, and he was like, thanks for bringing up the defense, because everybody always wants to talk about our offense. Well, I hope you can understand why, Coach, when you're rolling up the numbers that you are. But, Lauren, you are 100% right. When people are talking about them being better and faster than they were last year, Patty, that's downright frightening.
Yeah, Coach Zimmerman said it's the fastest team that he has ever coached. And like you said, Sean, they were already really fast. And you pointed it out, that offense, they averaged over the past 2 years, they averaged over 50 points per game. 2 years ago, reached the semifinals, obviously last year, state champs. So Lord only knows what they've got in store this year, and they run a lot of different packages as well, a lot of different personnel. They like to move their guys around, so whoever's going up against them now for Kenowa Hills or wherever in the season, they're going to have to be ready to defend a lot of different looks.
Absolutely. When you have 4 guys who just this last spring were top 10 finishers in the 4x100 relay, you know that you've got some D1 guys that are fast as all get out. So we're going to take a quick timeout, but when we come back, Marty Dobek, who's the executive director of the Detroit Sports Commission, they're the guys that put on this event every year. We're going to catch up with him and just kind of talk about this year's Prep Kickoff Classic. It's been over 20 years now we've been doing this, and we will catch up with Marty. We'll talk to him, and we'll be right back on Countdown to Kickoff.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, the presenting sponsor of the annual Mr. Football and Anvil Awards, and the original flavored crust pizza. Order your pizza tonight at hungryhowies.com.
Choose 2 or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust, 1-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that, and more, each just $7.49. Decision fatigue never met her. We do both. Hungry?
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Take magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns. No three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, the presenting sponsor of the annual Mr. Football and Anvil Awards, and the original flavored crust pizza. Order your pizza tonight at hungryhowies.com.
Welcome to Wayne State University. It is the 2026 Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic here at Tom Adams Field. Always a tremendous event, always a great way to start the season. And so we have with us today here, well, first off, this is Countdown to Kickoff, our inaugural show, and we are so excited to be able to do this all season long. We have Marty Dobick, the Executive Director of the Detroit Sports Commission. We're here.
Yeah.
It's on.
Yes.
It's and again, just so cool, right?
It is. The season starts here in Detroit, in Midtown Detroit, Wayne State University. But, the season's going to end here in November with the state championships at Ford Field. And we're just playing a part in this. We're providing a platform to all the schools that we've had play in this event over the years. We've had over 100 schools play in the event since we started in 2005. This is our 21st year of the Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic, and it's just, we've stayed really true to our mission overall, and it's so excited to just keep doing it year in and year out. And anytime you get to over 20 years with an event, even 10 years with an event, it's a significant milestone, and we're just proud of that.
I'll tell you what, State Champs has been there for all 21 of those years, and we love being, a part of this and being a chance to broadcast some of these games. We're getting ready for our number 4 ranked team in the state, DeWitt, taking on Grand Rapids, Kenowa Hills. But if I can ask you first, kind of explain what the Detroit Sports Commission is, what it serves, and why you guys exist.
Yeah, we're the only organization in Metro Detroit, Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne County that's focused on sports tourism and attracting and hosting events that really drive visitor spending to our communities, that really, support our hospitality community overall, and really just, enhance the reputation of Detroit at the end of the day. We work on everything from the NFL Draft, which we hosted in 2024. Next year, we're hosting the NCAA Men's Final Four for the first time in 18 years.
Can't wait.
Exactly. And, it's
We're hyped.
Yeah, it's all about bringing these events here. It's bringing visitors. It's really injecting new money into our community at the end of the day. But, we also do a lot of grassroots work at our community events, and this is one of those, the Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic.
Well, I'll tell you, a sport that is really growing in a grassroots style is girls flag football. You guys had an event here, yesterday. Some of the best teams were out here showcasing. When you see the excitement for something new like this and you guys be a part of it, what was that experience like?
It's so great, and it's so fulfilling too. We had 50 middle school girls from Detroit and surrounding communities go alongside Lance Cruz North and St. Joseph's and Gibraltar Carlson and Redford Thurston, and they participated in a youth clinic, but then they got to see the high school girls go up against each other. And this is the 3rd year we've done the Girls Flag Showcase. We work with the Detroit Lions, who do such a wonderful job in the spring. And State Champs, you mentioned it, Lauren. You guys have been with us every step of the way since we started this event, and also with the Girls Flag. You're out here covering it, and we're so appreciative of that. And it's like, we're not doing this by ourselves. We're doing this with great partners, and that's what it takes. And that's what builds stronger communities, is when everybody works together and really growing certain sports or really supporting certain sports, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will have highlights of that said Girls Flag football event that took place here last night on State Champs High School Sports Show this Saturday. It's our debut episode of the season, 10:30 a.m. on WDIV Local 4, another great partner of ours. In fact, tonight's game, if you're not watching it on State Champs YouTube, head over to Local 4 Plus. You can watch it there each and every week. Marty, thank you so much. And, again, continued success with this event.
No, thanks so much, Lauren. Really appreciate you. Appreciate State Champs.
All right. When we come back, the Midwest football recruiting guru representing Rivals and On3, Alan True, is going to sit down right here with
Patty Cesarini, and they're going to talk about some of the top players in the state when we come back. This is the State Champs Game Time Live Countdown to Kickoff.
What's for dinner used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose two or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust one-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do both. Hungry?
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
No better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SANE.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Take magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4+ is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. Are you interested in a sports management degree? Your vision of competing in college athletics can be your reality. Scholarships are available at LTURecruitYourself.com today.
Welcome back into State Champs Game Time Live Countdown to Kickoff. I am now joined with Alan True, On3's Midwest recruiting analyst, and as Lauren Plant mentioned it, he is the guru. And we're going to start breaking down some of these guys. And Alan, I mean, again, I mentioned it earlier, ton of talent in this state. Let's start with Dakota Garant, an explosive, dynamic playmaker on both sides of the ball. What do you see out of him?
Yeah, last I checked, he was trying to help his team win right now. But there's a lot of football players between Eugene, Oregon, and Harper Woods, Michigan. And when Oregon comes all the way out here to recruit a player, usually it's turned out very well. Obviously, Dante Moore, recency bias. But Dakota's a guy who can affect the game in a lot of ways. Listed as a receiver, they can play him at quarterback. He returns punts, returns kicks, can play defensive back. One of the most skilled guys in the state as far as positional polish, great route runner, and he's been on the radar since 7th, 8th grade, so he's been prepping for this for a long time.
When he's a kind of kid and a player that does it all, where do you really see him fitting in at what I like to call, and a lot of people like to call, Nike University?
Yeah, at Nike University. I mean, I think he'll be full-time wide receiver, but in today's football, you got to find a lot of different ways to get your playmakers the ball, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him hand it to him sometimes, throw him screens, but too skilled, too good as a wide receiver. I think that's where he'll end up. And where can he really make an impact for this Harper Woods team, again, as they're trying to get back to some of that success they saw a couple of years ago with the state championship? Yeah, I think the interesting thing will be he is a very good quarterback. He can throw the ball. They're breaking in some younger quarterbacks, and so there's been some talk this offseason that Dakota may have to play quarterback from time to time. I know he's going to wildcat it, but I would expect him to play throw the ball, run the ball, do a little bit of everything, because teams are going to key in on him. There's some other good playmakers on that team like DeAndre Bidden, so you can't just go all in on defending Dakota, but I think they're going to make it hard for teams to zero in on him by moving him all over the place. Yep, and when we talk about teams where it's hard to zero in on, when we talk Kenowa Hills now, three-headed monster, right? That's where it's hard to zero in, because you can't just focus on one guy. They affect the game in multiple phases. And let's talk about their quarterback, Grayson Fellows, and then, of
course, he's going to Michigan Tech. Yep. Then they also have their wide receiver, Will Fussman, and then, of course, London Hampton, who's the running back, going to Michigan. How do you really see that triple threat working together?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time since Kenowa Hills has had 3 guys going to play college football, especially on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of people know London Hampton. He's going to Michigan, rightly so, great player. But Will Fussman is a guy with great speed. He's been on the varsity for a couple of years, was also part of a really good Kenowa baseball team. So he's got a lot of athletic talent.
Sport athlete.
And then Grayson Fellows has been, obviously he's the son of the coach. So he knows the offense very well, very in command of that, has played at the varsity level from a young age. And so with him now being a senior, he's a very steadying presence. He can make checks at the line. He knows how to distribute the ball, take care of the ball. He's got some other guys on the team too. So they're a tough school to defend, not just because of those 3 guys, but they've played together now. It's going to be 3 years together.
And when those 3 take this field here at Wayne State, again, on this kind of stage, what does that say about this program and where they're trying to take these next steps?
I mean, 3 years ago, you never would have thought Kenowa Hills would have college coaches coming to the building to recruit players, and you never would have thought they would be playing in an event like this. And so in a short period of time, Don Fellows has helped move this program to where they not only are here, but they belong in this nightcap type of game, playing a great program like DeWitt. And so in a very, very short period of time, Kenowa Hills has become, I think, a lot of people have them as a state title contender this season. And a couple of years ago, they were just happy to make the playoffs.
Yeah. And if they come out strong in this game, it's going to be a big statement win. Now, Alan, I don't want to look too far ahead, but we've got another pretty big team that's going to be here tonight, and that's Cass Tech, and they've got a lot of ranked juniors.
Yeah, I mean, Cass Tech goes into their second team, some guys who don't even start, who will play college football. A lot of juniors, obviously the quarterback, Donald Tabron, everyone knows about him. Mylan Griggs, I think, is going to be one of the breakout guys in the state this year, junior wide receiver who was just fantastic during the summer season. Antoine Wilkes, we have as the #1 offensive tackle in the entire country. I think he's going to miss tomorrow's game with an injury, but and then there's a whole bunch of guys who are going to emerge. I saw them scrimmage a few weeks ago, and you want to talk about a team that you can't zero in on one guy. Cass Tech has 5-6 guys that can hurt you.
Yeah, they're definitely up there, right? And I want to talk about Tabron for a quick second. As a freshman, led this team to a state championship. Obviously, they made it back to the state finals last year. They fell to Catholic Central. But when you have that kind of success as an underclassman, how does that only better prepare you as you get older? And again, you're trying to get back. A lot of these teams trying to get back to state championships here.
I think you have to go through some ups and downs, and you learn how to handle adversity, and that was definitely the case for Donald. Actually was at his first ever varsity game. We just talked about it. Threw a pick 6 on his very first varsity pass, and he had to bounce back from that. And then by the end of that season, he's playing at Ford Field throwing touchdowns. And so I think he's very, very prepared for this moment. So I think it's mentally as much as anything else he's been able to handle. You can't get to the Division I state finals twice without beating some very good teams in there and handling pressure situations. And I think that's what makes Donald just as special as the size and the arm and all the physical stuff.
No doubt. Well, Alan, thank you so much for joining us. Always fun to chop it up and talk talent with one of the guys who knows it best. So, Alan, again, thank you very much. And when we come back, I will be joined with Lauren Plant again, and we've got about 15 minutes until we kick off here again. DeWitt and Kenowa Hills. It's going to be a showstopper. Stud athletes that are on this field. It's going to be a great night, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here soon on State Champs Game Time Live Countdown to Kickoff. So again, don't go anywhere. Back with Lauren Plant here very soon.
What's for dinner? Used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose 2 or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust 1-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do both.
Hungry?
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
No better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make that magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
There's a reason certain places make you feel a certain way. The stage, the aura, the tradition. It's a destination for anyone that loves high school football. An overall metamorphosis of nerves in which the butterflies in our stomachs never fully go away. And no matter what happens today, that unique feeling will always remain. Here at the Prep Kickoff Classic. Of the State Champs Game Time Live's Countdown to Kickoff show. Lauren Plant, Patty Cesarini, as we're here on our brand new mobile stage and so excited to kick off the football season with you. We have got a fantastic game coming up in just a few minutes, and that is our number 4 ranked team in the state, DeWitt, taking on Grand Rapids Kenowa Hills. Again, welcome back here to Tom Adams Field. And, Patty, you can feel it. It's palpable. We already had a game, and if CC did what CC does, beat Chippewa Valley 55-zip. But we are in a situation now where I think we're going to have a high-scoring game, and it may come down to the last possession.
It very well could be a shootout. I would not be surprised by that. Again, Kenowa Hills is a team that's trying to make a statement here. They've got great talent, kids that are going on and are already committed to play at the college level. And then DeWitt, you're defending champs. And it's always funny, right? We talk all the time. It's one thing to win a state championship. It's another to come back the next year and then have to defend it. And when we talk about this DeWitt offense, again, Coach Zimmerman saying that this is the fastest team and the fastest offense that he has ever had.
Right, and this is a team that is just coming off a state finals championship last year. Panthers rolled 54-20 in that one. They beat an undefeated Mount Pleasant team when they came in, so both teams were unbeaten coming in, and it was unbelievable. DeWitt as a team rushed for an MHSAA finals record 575 yards, and their quarterback at the time, Trav Moore, if you remember him, ran 32 times for an MHSAA finals record, 397 yards, 4 touchdowns, had a total of 5 TDs because he threw one as well. He had 33 TDs last season. So we've got a new quarterback for the Panthers, and I think this Griffin Brayman guy has just been waiting in the wings and is going to bring somebody who is going to give fits to a lot of teams this season.
And he got a lot of playing time last year because of how well their offense did. They threw him in there. So we got a ton of reps at quarterback, and Coach Zimmerman said that it's actually what lies between the ears for him that is his best attribute. And because of the number of packages that they have and the different personnel changes and whatnot, he needs to know everything that's going on that field with every single player, and he does it to a T. And for somebody who's in high school, that's extremely impressive.
Yeah, 6'5", so a total different physical presence that they're going to bring. So I think that DeWitt is going to really surprise some teams because, again, they were so used to, kind of the way that, they were such a running team coming out. We're going to see a different style, although this guy can go and get it. So it's going to be really impressive. And, guys, we are just about ready for kickoff. We are so excited for this season. We have to remind you that we are going to be on the air again tomorrow, and that is going to be the Detroit Cass Tech, our number 2 team in the state, taking on Michigan City from Indiana. So that's going to be a great matchup. Don't miss it. But we are just moments away from kickoff, and we are about to send it live. So, again, enjoy the game. For Patty, I am Lauren. We'll see you tomorrow. We're going to send it to the PA announcer. Enjoy the game, everybody. Game Time Live starts now.
This event has become an annual tradition that highlights the passion, talent, and spirit of football in Michigan. And we thank you for being a part of it. Today's second game will feature the visiting Grand Rapids Kenowa Hills Knights and the home team, the DeWitt Panthers. At this time, we ask that you please rise if able. Remove your hats and join us in the playing of our national anthem. Now taking the field for the coin toss, our captains from Kenowa Hills and DeWitt.
Kenowa, you're the visiting team. You will call the coin toss. Head, tail, head, tail, you're going to call. Heads, on heads. That is a head. You want to defer to the second half. You want the ball. Where do you want to kick? That way. You want to kick towards the board. Put your back on the goal, you're going to defend. Kenowa's choice will defer to the second half. DeWitt will receive the ball in the north end zone. Good luck, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Get
Time. Let's send it up to the booth for the play-by-play and visit our guys Sean Belizean and Brady Beaton. Take it away, guys.
Well, it is a pleasure to have you with us on game day, Lauren Plant. What a wonderful thing to have these pregame shows, and what a wonderful thing to have high school football back. Along with my broadcast partner, Brady Beaton, my name is Sean Belizean. Happy new season to everybody, Brady. This is what it's all about. I know it's not that far in your rear view mirror playing for the Vikings out in Marysville. What's going through your mind in a moment like this as you're getting ready for the first game?
Well, I mean, anytime, you get to start off your high school season, man, it's something that, you get giddy for. Those camp feels like it's 6 weeks long when it's only, 2.5. It's something you're looking forward to all year long. I know for DeWitt, a group that's looking to hold up what has now become a very high mark, and for the Knights, they're trying to take that step and get in the conversation with teams like DeWitt.
And Kenowa Hills has really climbed the charts in what is a very, very dangerous West Side. As we know, you've seen them creeping their way up and legitimately becoming one of the usual suspects. DeWitt defers. They will get the ball first. And an offense, Brady, then in a word, awesome. They were awesome last year.
Yeah, you might be underselling it. DeWitt's had an offense the last few years that has been not just the best in D3, but one of the best in the state, putting up not just highs for that season, but historically great numbers. Kenowa Hills, if they're going to hang with this DeWitt team, they're going to have to find a way to get some stops. Not a lot of stops, but some stops, and they're going to have to lean on their offense.
Beautiful night here on the campus of Wayne State University at venerable Tom Adams Field. Kenowa Hills, you can see them in their white with the brown and yellow trim, will be kicking off to the north. I always say towards the Fisher Building. And, of course, receiving will be DeWitt in that dark blue, the yellow trim, sharp-looking jerseys, and we are underway here on Game Time Live. That kick taken about the 3-yard line, coming up past the 20, breaks a tackle at the 30, breaks another tackle all the way up to the 38-yard line. Heck of a return there as we take a look at this offense by DeWitt. This is a guy in Griffin Brahman, Brady, that was a part of the team last year, so it's not like you're throwing a new guy to the Wolves. And a team that, as we talked about in the pregame show, pretty high standards to say the fastest team that Coach Zimmerman has ever had.
And said it without hesitation, almost as if it was just a matter of fact. So, yeah, and you're going to see a lot of different things from DeWitt here this year.
Channing Ridley in that backfield. Keeper here, lots of space near side. Look out. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. How about that? 61-yard touchdown on the first snap of the year.
And this is just misdirection. You're going to see a bunch of people go in the other direction, and I mean, obviously, when you can waltz into the end zone like that, I mean, there was no one in the same zip code as him at the 30. Yeah, that is a play that had been drawn up from about day 2 of camp. That was something they saw on film that they could exploit.
Well, you think those boys are fired up? Look at that. Point after attempt forthcoming. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. But an electric start, Brady Beaton, and let's look at that one more time after that extra point from Vincent Rose.
Yeah, here's we get another look at it. I mean, look at the hole. There was one guy to beat. He has 2 guys going downfield to help block, and they really didn't need to do anything. They were trying to find work, but that tells you there were so many people that were biting on the fake that there's going to be somebody, and depending on what the defense was called, is going to slump in their chair tomorrow when they watch film, knowing they did not have the eye discipline they need. And yeah, I'd have all smiles if I scored 17 seconds into my football season too.
What a great feeling that is. And now the onus is on Kenowa Hills. And make no mistake about it, one of the big storylines in this game, Brady Beaton, The awesome offense in DeWitt, and really the three-headed monster, three very special players in Kenowa Hills. Let's take one more look at that touchdown.
As you see here, look how many white jerseys at the top of your screen. I mean, you couldn't roll out the red carpet. Sean, you could have ran for at least 25 yards with a hole like that. And as you mentioned, we talked about Kenowa Hills is going to have to get some stops. Hey, they lost round one in emphatic fashion, but the onus, like you said, is going to be on this offense and some pretty high-level players in their own right to get a chance to answer the bell here early.
Yeah, certainly. We'll take a look at their quarterback in just a second, Grayson Fellows. What a great story on that young man, and Patty Cesarini will have more of that in a moment. Of course, blessed to have Patty as Vincent kicks this off through the end zone, into the end zone for the touchback. While we have a second, we're blessed to have Patty, not only in the pregame show, but certainly on the sidelines. Congratulations for Patty, her work with the Detroit Lions. So we're very happy for Patty. As I mentioned, one of the things I know she'll be delving into later, just an incredible kid, Grayson Fellows. Brady, you and I are going to see him in the GLIAC one day. No doubt about that, but a great story behind Grayson Fellows.
Yeah, and anytime Michigan takes a kid, Sean, the type of makeup that you need to go play football up in Houghton. You're going to have that sandpaper, that little bit of edge to him. And everything we've heard and seen with Grayson Fellows echoes that.
Fellows leads his team on the field. Keep an eye on number 0, Hampton, on his left hip, now in motion. Back to pass on first down. Trying to set up the screen. Read nicely. Minimal gain up to about the 23-yard line. Let's take a look at our starters on the offensive side of the ball. There's the biggins up front. A lot of beef up there. You can see that right there. Keep an eye on that trio that we talked about. You got Hampton, you got Fussman, and of course the quarterback Grayson Fellows. 2nd and 7. Hungry Howie's offensive starters. Fellows gets that hand out, gives it to Hampton. Look out, he's got some space near his side. A couple stiff arms up to the 34-yard line for a first down. Sam Bernstein, defensive starters. What do you got, Brady?
So yeah, as we take a look at DeWitt's defense, I'm not going to single out one person, but as a whole, none of these names you saw on the offensive side. At high-level football, Sean, it's very easy to play guys both sides. That's going to give DeWitt an edge, not just in this game, but throughout the whole season. Keep a little tread on the tires.
2 receivers split far side. Hampton on the right hip. Fellows looking over that defense. Grayson Fellows in the shadows, back to pass. Hit from behind, ball comes loose. Are they going to call that a fumble, Brady? I couldn't tell from our vantage point if it was the throwing motion. They are going to say Panther football. But Brady, I couldn't tell up here if the throwing motion was there or if it was empty hand. But the officials, they got the best seat in the house, immediately called that a fumble, and what a big turnover.
And this is just going to be an instance of a guy making a play. You go out there and being a dude off the edge. A lot of the offensive line stood strong. One guy on the blind side gets free and makes that play. It's why they call it the most important position.
Going to keep it on the ground again. Handoff outside. Good pursuit this time. How about a great job by that linebacker, Quinn Ansman, staying with that play. Let's look at the turnover here, Brady.
Yeah, so here you just see off the edge. I mean, Fellows has no chance there, right? I mean, he didn't hold on to it too long. That's a guy coming free blindside. That's going to make coaches sick when they see it.
2nd and 8 now for the Panthers. They lead 7-0. Direct snap. Trying to weave his way through that line. Minimal gain up to about the 25-yard line. Take a look at the Panthers offense. Once again, our Hungry Howie starters doing some work up there. Capoletti is a guy to keep on. Ridley, Hillard, keeper here. And this is going to be blown up. Good job by the Kenowa Hills defense to push him back and force a big 4th down decision here for DeWitt.
And this is going to be something simple, but the eye discipline on this drive so much better. You see guys staying in their gap, not over pursuing right off the rip, and that's what hurt them on that first play. Hey, I think getting hit in the teeth let them settle in a little bit, and the Knights looking for a big stop here. I know you're down 7-0 already, but you get a stop here, you're really going to feel like, okay, hey, we absorbed the initial shock, now let's go play football.
Well, they're going to take a timeout and talk about exactly what you're saying, Brady. 9:31 to go here in the first quarter after a big turnover. Kenowa Hills defense making a statement, trying to put the ball back in its offense's hand as they trail 7-0 here. 4th and 7 when we come back. Sharp-looking jersey here. Sharp-looking jersey here as the boys are talking about it in the huddle. Brady, you know, at this level of play, you're at the 26-yard line. Do you or don't you is the big question. More often than not, you see teams go for it.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land here. I mean, you're up early, so you have a little bit of house money to work with. I don't mind this decision at all. And you're really testing. You probably have a play you really like here. So testing the mental right now with that shift.
Hand it off, coming near side, hit in the backfield, and blown up. Great defensive effort by London Hampton. That's a young man playing on both sides of the ball. Brady, he smelled that out nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we get another look at this, you're going to see just staying disciplined. He doesn't do anything superhuman. This is going to be a play where it is, all it is, you know, form fit tackling again, trying to distract with the eye candy. That's what hurt Kenowa Hills on that first play. You're going to watch him come on this side, just gets that shoulder underneath the pulling guard, form fit tackle. There's nothing in there that's superhuman. That's just making a nice play and a stop in the momentum with the Knights.
Martin Seymour on the carry, didn't have a chance. So let's see what Kenowa Hills can do here on their second possession. Fellows in the shotgun, gonna pitch it to Hampton, trying to get outside. Good pursuit. There's some of that team speed that you heard Coach talk about, Brady. Just no room in the end at the far side of the field.
No, and Hampton made what he could out of it, got a yard or two. I think it's very important here that Kenowa Hills gets at least a first down or two. Hey, your defense just bowed up in a big way. I told you they lost round 1 in emphatic fashion. Well, they took round 2 pretty easily. After the turnover, give your defense a little bit of time, get that first down.
Hampton remains in the backfield on the left hip. Fellows shotgun formation, receiver in motion, 4 receiver set. Fellows back to pass, sets up the screen. Some space out there, breaks one tackle, first down and more. 40, all the way up to the 45, spins his way up to the 50-yard line. Quite the impressive effort there, Brady Beaton, by Bertolini.
So I'm not surprised they went back to this middle screen. This was the first play they ran in the game, and they have the same spot, one guy to beat. It was a missed block. So you see the delayed blitzer there up the middle, and one-on-one gets by him. In fact, they missed the block again. However, guy makes a play, gets the first down.
Fellows sends a man in motion. Shotgun formation at the 50-yard line. Got to keep it on the ground to Hampton. Big surge over to the left side, 2 hard-earned yards, setting up a 2nd and 8.
And I think if you're a coach for Kenowa Hills right now, you're looking at the 2 big mistakes, right? The first touchdown, already talked about that. That was eye discipline defensively, and offensively, the turnover was just a guy coming free off the edge. Those are 2 things that aren't DeWitt overwhelming you. Those are fixable mistakes, and I feel like they're settling in here as we approach halfway through the quarter.
2 receivers split near side, 1 far side. The man far side in motion. Hampton, the lone setback. Keep it on the ground to Hampton. Nice little stutter step in the backfield. Not a lot of room up there. Big wall of blue limited that. Brady to a gain of 1, setting up a big 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I'm guessing in a game like this, you're 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9. This is probably 4-down territory for you. So you almost treat that like a first down. We know Kenowa Hills is going to be a little more aggressive than the average team. So I think you're playing that knowing here you have 2 downs.
Let's see how they set up. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Once again, Hampton, the lone setback. Fellow sends a man in motion. Shotgun formation. They rush 5. Throws it outside. Hampton hit immediately. Another great read on the far side of the field. Give credit to Tyler Bashore for that big tackle.
So here you're going to see some man-to-man coming out of the backfield right there, flying over right there, making the play instantly. That's a good job one-on-one. That's a tough assignment with a running back out of the backfield.
You smelled it out nicely, Brady. 4 down territory indeed. They fake the jet, try to set up that receiver screen to Hampton. Blown up again. This time it's Braden Aarons that stops him after a short gain, and DeWitt takes over.
So this is the chess match that, football nerds love to see. So the screen didn't work the first time, that's because of a missed block. They get it the second time. They try a similar concept here, but again, you're going to see a safety come down all the way through and just try to get it to your playmaker in space. Again, not a superhuman play, in the right spot, holding on to that leg of Hampton for dear life, and a big-time stop here for DeWitt.
Well, let's take a look at the Bernstein starters in just a moment as DeWitt takes over on the Kenowa Hills side. Try in the middle, no space up there this time.
Number 7.
Let's take a look at those Kenowa defensive starters brought to you by our friends at 1-800-CALL-SAM. Brady, as you take a look at the screen, there's your starters, some guys that have already made some big plays there.
Yeah, Xander Yost is a guy in the middle that's kind of that green dot guy that I think is going to have to play well if Kenowa's going to have success.
Shotgun formation, little misdirection up the middle, and once again, fooling just about everybody is Donovan Hiller, taking that all the way up to the Kenowa Hills 40 as they go tempo now. Snap it again. Flags fly everywhere.
Didn't get the substitution off in time. There's still a player running off. And I can tell you, from a D lineman's perspective.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Pardon me, Sean. So Kenowa Hills catches a break, but I can tell you from a D lineman's perspective, it is not fun to face a team, one, with this much misdirection, so you have to stay on it mentally and also keep your gas in this hurry up.
2 receivers split outside. They're going to go to the air there. Pass a little high. Intended for number 8, Landon Kearns. And that'll set up a 2nd and 15.
And now they're back to a spread look right now.
Yep, send a man in motion. They're going to give it on the jet. Just a pitch. Space, look out. 30, 25. Has one man to beat. Can't do it. Brought down right about the 20-yard line. But again, there's that explosiveness. Martin Seymour that time exploding for a Panther first down.
And this is going to be an example of how a step, when we get a chance to look at it again.
Quick tempo again, direct snap, try the middle.
Number 2, Channing Ridley.
That's Channing Ridley.
All right, so here you're going to see real quick, forcing it back inside. The leverage right there, a half step too late coming in from, from Martin Seymour, and that was the difference between being a 2-yard gain and a 20.
Going to keep it on the ground, trying the near side. Stood up at about the 15-yard line, able to get forward motion to about the 14, sending up what should be about a 3rd and 5. Clock running, 5:10 to go here in this first quarter. DeWitt quickly back to the line of scrimmage, leading 7-0. Shotgun, throw outside, play blown immediately. I think they moved again, Brady.
I just don't think they were ever set. They were moving too fast for their own good.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And this is turning a 3rd and 5 into a 3rd and 10, and I know you want to move quick, but I think that goes back to, having a quarterback in Brahman coming in that, doesn't have that big time experience. Yeah, he played in a lot of games, but they weren't when when the lights were bright and the pressure was on. I think that's something by week 3, week 4 is going to be erased.
Griffin looking over that defense, shotgun formation. Rolls left, looks left, throws left. Nice play to bat that away. That's William Fussman, one of those Kenowa Hill players playing on both sides of the ball, dangerous on both sides of the ball. And here's that decision time, Brady.
From the 19-yard line, it's 4th down and 10.
So here you're going to see a blitz pickup from Channing Ridley that's going to go unrewarded. I mean, he stonewalls a guy and a half there and gets the pass off. I want to highlight that effort. Didn't lead to anything, but that's a heck of an effort standing up against the blitzing linebacker.
Vincent Rose with what will be a 36-yard attempt. The lefty awaits the snap. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Panthers able to convert to extend this lead to 10-0 here down on the campus of Wayne State University.
Got to feel good. That's not a gimme, especially in high school ball, Sean.
No. The thing that you and I know from years of doing broadcasts down here, and certainly in your illustrious career at Wayne State, you never know what the wind is going to do down here, Brady.
No, absolutely not. But real quick, I want to show you why special teams is going to matter. So if you go forward just a little bit, coming off the edge, I believe this is Will Fussman. Once he gets past the line of scrimmage, if you hold right there, you can see the gap between where he is. They call that, closing the air. And that's a half step. And, especially at the high school level, sometimes it's hard to get guys in time to really focus on that. But if he takes a half step inside a better route, he might be able to block that and could flip the game on its head. I know there's a lot of special teams coaches out there that, again, especially in high school, you think, hey, that's the time to give your stars the break. Will Fussman is a guy that's going to make a difference in this game. That's, again, a small thing that you don't get a look, that you don't get a lot of time at. So as Fussman on the top of your screen right here comes off the edge, you'll see the gap of air between him and that left wing. That it was really the difference between a near block and completely flipping this game on its head. So when this gets snapped, if you hold it right here, you saw that gap. It was about that big between him and the guy on the end of the line of scrimmage.
Rose kicks it off. He's going to send this well into the end zone and in and out of the end zone. One of the things that we've noticed, Brady, if we could get back to the wind down here, you can look at one side of the field and it looks like the wind is blowing one way, and you can look at the other side of the field and the wind is blowing a different way. There is an incredible wind tunnel down here, and I've known it in all my years coming down here to broadcast games for the Warriors.
It's really fun when you go about 500 feet behind the Kenowa Hill sideline to Harwell Field and trying to guess how a fly ball is going to be judged.
Can't imagine, pal. Can't imagine. There's the kid Cam out there. Good look at this Kenowa Hills offense that takes back to the field. They've got their work cut out for them. They trail 10-0. Fellows in the shotgun, back to pass on first down, looks far side, completes right near the markers. Fussman makes a little juke outside, picks up the first down and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
A simple pitch and catch, have a little bit of a soft spot on the far side, 10 yards come back. Hey, that's backyard football right there. And better job picking up the blitz. I even shouldn't call it a blitz. Having 3 down line, you just don't know where the last rusher's coming from. Much better job communicating there.
The offense all looking to the far sideline right now, seeing what that Knights offensive staff is dialing up as they look at a 1st and 10 on their own, just shy of the 34-yard line. Trip receivers near side, single setback on Fellows' left hip. Fellows sends a man in motion. And I think they're going to call a timeout and talk about it. They are indeed. While we have a moment, why don't we throw it down to the invaluable third member of our crew, Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Thanks, Sean. Coach Fellows has coached plenty of NFL players in his coaching career, and he said that London Hampton might be the most dynamic and athletic kid that he has ever coached. he gets mad when he gets taken off the field for kickoff. And the best part is that he doesn't change who he is based off of his success. Coach said he lights up a room whenever he walks into it. He is one of the most special kids I have ever been around, and obviously taking his talents to the University of Michigan next year.
Boy, that is high praise. You think about, the caliber of players that have come through. And you say something like that, and obviously Brady heading to the University of Michigan kind of tells you the caliber of player he is as well.
Yeah, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
1st and 10, 34-yard line. Fellows in that shotgun. 2 receivers split near side. Sends that man in motion. That's Fussman. Trips near side. Got to keep it on the ground to Hampton. Nice stutter step in the backfield, but he can't beat the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th men that were there waiting for him, led by a trio of Panthers just waiting for him, Brady.
And put this in the back of your mind, that's the 2nd time they've ran with the two pullers to the far side, giving it to Hampton. Be ready for Fellows to pull it. He's not the guy that's going to burn you, but when they start to overcommit, wait for that counter punch.
Loss of 1, gives him a 2nd and 11. Low snap, look out. Fellows has to pick it up. Resets himself. He's got a man out there open. 40, 35, makes a man miss. Inside the 30 and brought down from behind at the 28-yard line. How about Noah Kiltz?
So I can tell you exactly what happened. Not planned, but when this ball goes on the ground, everyone in that secondary eyes go to the ball and go, ooh, fumble, I can get it. Not intentional, but it brought players in a step or two, allowed him to go over the top, a la Ben Johnson Bears a few years back.
2 receivers split outside. Hampton the lone setback in the backfield. Panthers going to call a timeout here and talk about this, but all of a sudden, Kenowa Hills in business, Brady, with a 1st down at the 27-yard line. Brady, what do you see here?
Yeah, again, now that we have a little bit of time to dissect this, again, it's the same thing you'll hear on special teams with when a kickoff hits the ground. Everyone's eyes go there, and they see the ball on the ground and they go, fumble, I can get it, I can make a play, instead of staying disciplined. So here's what we're going to see. When this ball goes, I think here, and somewhere in here, you're going to see them look at and take that step forward. So watch when this ball hits, even if it's not committed. There you see a couple of steps forward because they think they saw the ball on the ground, and now you see them playing catch up, and that's an open receiver. I don't believe that was an intended low snap. Hey, if it was, I'll tip my cap, but they made the best of it. Fellows staying calm in the backfield and making a play now in enemy territory.
That's great analysis, Brady. 1st and 10. Fellows back to pass. Wants it all. Going up top. Overshoots Fussman by a hand. He reached out a paw in the back of the end zone just a little too far.
You think that was an instance of they're saying my guy can beat your guy? Max protects, keeping 8, blocking 2 out there on a post. You think they like Will Fussman?
Little bit. 2nd down and 10 now. Once again, the Panthers from DeWitt up 10-0, but certainly that young man wearing the number 10, Grayson Fellows, and his squad, the Kenowa Hills Knights, threatening. Fellows taking his talent up to Houghton, Michigan. Play for Michigan Tech eventually. Back to pass on 2nd down, trying to set up that screen again. Completes it. Gets outside. 15, 10, inside the 10 and pushed out of bounds just shy of the 5-yard line. That's Broussard with a big reception and a 1st and goal now for Kenowa Hills.
Yeah, perfect time to call it. DeWitt sends 6, and that's exactly what Fussman wants to see. Now, I'm sure some Knights fans right about here are a little scary on this twist blitz, but that is a beautiful view to see working down the field with Broussard, and yeah, that's the exact right time to call that screen. When 6 people are coming right up the middle, dunk it over top, make it 1st and goal.
1st and goal, 6-yard line. Hampton the lone setback. Shotgun formation for Fellows. Fellows hands it off to Hampton. Hampton just puts his head down, tries the left side of the line, muscles his way up for a gain of about 3. setting up a 2nd and goal from the 3.
Second down and goal.
Quickly back up. They're playing with a little tempo now, trying to punch this in, Brady. Again, shotgun formation. Another handoff to Hampton into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights.
London Hampton from 3 yards out.
Sean, sometimes it's as simple as I have a Big Ten athlete in my backfield. I'm going to give it to him, and if he doesn't get in on 1st down, I'm going to give it to him on 2nd down. And I bet you if he didn't get in on 2nd down, they were going to give it to him on 3rd down. And getting that to Hampton again, don't overcomplicate it.
Extra point up and good. We got ourselves a game, folks. Kenowa Hills on a 3-yard touchdown run by London Hampton cut this DeWitt lead to 10-7.
And this was the exact same play they ran twice in a row again. Sometimes, Sean, we like to overcomplicate football. Hey, I've got a really good player. I'm going to give it to London Hampton, and I'm going to let him score for me. Sean, I know that first play obviously was DEFCON 1 for Kenowa Hills. I feel like they have been blow for blow, if not maybe outplaying DeWitt a little bit. Well, we'll say since the strip sack. They've settled in nicely. I like the response from the Knights, playing a team that was just down the road about 12 or 10 months ago, that they don't seem like the moment's too big, and if it was, it took them about 4 plays to settle in.
Senior Riley Smith set to kick this off. Kicks it north. Line drive taken at about the 6-yard line. Coming near side. 20, 25. Cuts upfield at the 30. Breaks out of a tackle. Out past the 40. Boy, what a spirited return there. I want to make sure I get the correct number down there. I believe that's Martin Seymour. Heck of a return for that young man. All the way up to the 44. While we have a second, why don't we throw it down to Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Griffin Brahman takes the reins over for the Panthers for what Coach Zimmerman said is the fastest team that he has ever coached. And we've seen that tempo a couple times already in this offense. They like to run different packages, and Brahman knows everything for every kid that's on that field, able to get them in and out of things very efficiently.
Keeper here, he's got some space. Look out, Brahman again. He scored one big one. Can he do it again? No. Caught from behind. Good closing speed there by Kearns. Landon Kearns to bring that down. Excuse me, that's Bertolini with some closing speed.
And here's a lot of, again, the misdirection. You're going to see this fake handoff just enough. The front line did a good job holding their spot on the edge again. Fussman holding there, but it was the back end that struggled.
Just a pitch back. That time, not a lot of room out there for Channing Ridley.
Brought down by number 0, London Hampton. They have 3 yards.
Boy, you want to talk about some pressure. Was that kid dynamic? Remember that run DeWitt made last year? Speaking of run, once again, Brahman trying to keep this, come to the near side just over the 30-yard line, up to about the 28 will give him 1, setting up a big 3rd down.
Sean, DeWitt's kind of getting to that point where, every great program, it's, oh my gosh, they lost Trav. How are they going to replace? Well, you got the next guy.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, it's, we lost this guy. How do we? And they just seem to find a way, don't they?
Keeping it on the ground. Flags fly everywhere. Motion again. Brady, we've seen that, 3 times today?
Penalty.
The false start
3rd down.
on the Panthers.
Yeah, I think the center there, number 68 for DeWitt, Callan Bengal, I think he thought it was a shift play like we saw a drive ago. Everyone else moved, he didn't move the ball. So again, that's the second time you go from a 3rd and manageable to a 3rd and long. But again, we saw at this point in the field, I'm going to guess DeWitt's got 2 plays to get 11 yards.
3rd and 11. 3 receiver set as 2 come near side. Rolling out. Whistles blow. Going to call this dead. Let's see what the preliminary.
It's on the far side.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that is. Brady, any guess?
I didn't see a substitution.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, you know they don't like that, Brady Beaton. That's number 4 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you don't get where DeWitt has been by being penalized heavily. And now you're 3rd and 16, and that shrinks the playbook even more. Even if you do have 2 plays to get 16 yards, 3rd and 16, I mean, now you're trying to run a play for 8 to 10 rather than, say, 4 to 6 yards.
Well, let's see what they dial up here. Still directing traffic. Trip receivers far side, 1 near side. Flag, delay a game. Woo.
I would
delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now, if you're Kenowa Hills, you have to get the stop here. I mean, basically DeWitt is putting it under the Christmas tree for you for this stop. You've got to find a way to get off the field here because now they're backed up far enough. If you hold them to no gain, you might get a punt here.
3rd and 21. Brahman back to pass. Wants it all. He's got a man out there. Overshot him by just a step.
Pass incomplete, intended for number 8, Landon Kearns.
Landon Kearns stretched every inch of his frame trying to pull that in. He got that separation, Brady.
Yeah, and this is a throw that you can dare a high school kid to make. There's only a few kids around the state. That's not a bad attempt at it at all, but Sean, you know that's putting it on a dime. That is a tough throw for a high school kid to make that's not a high level recruit.
So yeah, Brady, they are going to punt this away. A 3rd and 6 became a 4th and 21. Take a look at Rose there. High snap, but he gets it down. Lets one go. Fair catch called for and made back at the 5-yard line. 2 seconds remaining in this first quarter. An entertaining first quarter. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as we have, as DeWitt has a 10-7 lead on Kenowa Hills. But Brady, if there's one thing that we've learned, Kenowa Hills came here for a fight.
Well, let's recap. First drive, 1-play touchdown. Worst case scenario. Second drive, they're on a short field, sudden change. Hold them to a field goal. Third drive, force a punt. This Kenowa Hills defense is getting better and better. Now, the only one piece of critique, Fussman returning at your own 5, there's not many high school punters that can put the backspin on it. Let it bounce and take your chances.
First down, Kenowa Hills.
So Kenowa Hills takes over in the shadow of their own end zone, inside the 5-yard line. Fellows in the shotgun, standing on his own goal line. Hampton in motion, out of the backfield. Fake the throw. Fellows with the keeper. Boy, nice job weaving his way through that initial defensive front to give themselves some breathing room, Brady. That will be the last play of this first quarter. What a quarter it was. As you take a look at Panther Pride there, DeWitt 10, Kenowa Hills 7 here on the State Champs Network.
What's for dinner? Used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because Howie Mix and Match. The answer is everything. Choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match medium flavor across one top pizza with Howie bread, or Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Or pizza to go with your baked up, you can have that and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue never met her. We do both. Hungry?
The Detroit Sports Commission.
You know me.
1-800-CALL.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
No better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SEN.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
Welcome back into State Champs Game Time Live. DeWitt up 10-7 against Kenowa Hills. And when we talk about Kenowa Hills quarterback Grayson Fellows, he was born with a nasal cleft. And at the age of 13, the doctor said that they could reconstruct it, but he would never play sports again. And Fellows said, no way. And this year, he's become more of an advocate for kids born with deformities. And his coach, also his dad, said he wants to help young people say, listen, if you're born and you look different, you can still be successful in sports and in life.
What a great story. Dad's so proud of him. He airs this out and just out of the intended arms of Bertolini. But that young man showing off a rocket arm. Brady, what a heck of a toss that was.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 50 yards, nearly on the money. But again, you love that story because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are the same way that Sean, I'm sure if way back when, if someone said, yeah, we can, you know, maybe do something, but you can't play hockey anymore, you would have looked at them and said the same exact thing he did.
You got it. You got it. That was McCarthy. My apologies, Zach McCarthy. That was a 6, not an 8. Big 3rd and 7 here on the State Champs Network and our friends with Local 4 Plus. So glad that we have a partnership with Local 4 Plus. Can't thank them enough for all the support and everything they do to help make this game day such an experience. Time out on the field with this 3rd and 7. Brady, the Friday night lights, yes, I know it's Thursday. The Friday night lights every year just get bigger and brighter in this state. The state of high school hockey in the state of Michigan is very, very good.
Yeah, it's really just a testament to not just, you know, obviously some of the top tier programs have produced, it seems like, more and more P4 talent, but it's, you know, from every level. I mean, you go to some of these smaller schools and it feels like a big time deal. Like, Michigan is rising up, and Kenowa Hills, I think, is a testament to that. I mean, you go to the west side, I think it was your quote, sometimes it feels like Texas over there.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, you want to take a look at our schedule? Huh?
Yeah, let's take a look at
Slugger? We got a pretty good schedule. We'll be back in action tomorrow night, of course. Looking forward to that one. Michigan City, Indiana taking on Cass Tech. Then next Thursday, and then the rest of the way, Brady, until the 24th, we got the Friday night lights. So we're looking forward. Hopefully you'll be with us all season long. 3rd and 7. Fellows looking outside, completing outside. First down up to about the 15-yard line.
To number 6, Zach McCarthy.
And they are moving the chains.
Yeah, and that's just playing a little too soft, and you got to close quicker, especially if you know where the chains are. You're going to see on this out route at the top of your screen just so much space. I know you're daring the kid to make the throw, but when he catches it, you can't be 6 to 7 yards away from the tackle. You've got to close quicker and, you know, try to jar that loose, especially if he's throwing that 30-some yards horizontally.
Yeah, Grayson really showing off that arm. He is, boy, that kid's got a cannon. Make no mistake about that. He's going to keep it this time. Puts his head down, takes a hit, but falls forward. Give him a couple hard-earned yards there, setting up a 2nd and 8.
Sean, I'm telling you, that's the 3rd time we've seen the double pull from the guard tackle, and every time the ball carrier has followed them. It is going to be a key 3rd or 4th down to where they have basically a dummy pull. Once they see, as you see coming from the backside, there you see 2 pullers. They keep it there. They're going to play off that at some point.
Flags fly almost immediately, and I think this time it's the Knights' turn. with
False
some
start
motion.
on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Brady, you see this a lot in fairness early in the year at every level of football. That's just the way it is. They're getting back into the swing of things. So much of it now is timing. Just the slightest twinge can send that 5 yards back.
And it's nerves, right? I think they settled in, but they might look up and go, "Oh, we're in for a brawl here tonight, aren't we?"
2nd and 13 now. 2 receivers split near side. Hampton the lone setback. Fellows fakes that handoff. Looks downfield, fires, nearly picked off. Jumping that route was Hudson Snelling. Got a paw out there. One more step, Brady, and he might still be running with it.
Yeah, we've said a lot of nice things about Fellows. One thing that he's going to want back, he is staring down his target. Same spot. I mean, he tries to look them off, but there's no one else in that vicinity to look off. You see 4 blue jerseys. He's looking over there the whole time. They knew they wanted to go over to Fussman.
Now it's a Panthers defense making a statement here, trying to get the ball back in their offense's hand. Big 3rd and 13 here. Let's see if they send them, Brady. Fellows, shotgun formation. Hampton in is the lone setback. Fellows back to pass. Under pressure. Evades one. Brought down from behind. He beat him once. He couldn't beat him twice.
And this is Landon Braska with that just grip strength. You're going to see him grab it. They try to avoid him. His lineman comes back and tries to help him at the last moment. Hey, Braska did a great job here, but give a little bit of credit to his secondary here, because look, 1, 2, 3, finally shakes, and then one hand bringing him down. I'm telling you what, you're holding on for dear life. When you can smell a sack like that, your grip strength, I think, grows 3 times.
2 return man. I think they got a piece of that punt. That is a short punt, and they're going to let that roll a little bit. Takes a little bit of a fortuitous bounce up to about the 38, but we'll get a look at the replay. Brady, from our vantage point, way up here in the press box, sure looks like somebody got a finger on that.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see this up-close look. And I don't know
I'm not sure
if he got a piece of that.
It just,
I think that's Kutsobos.
The way it came off the foot, it just kind of came off in a way that you're not used to seeing.
Well, you also saw looking at the the rusher was the punter Smith, and he kind of, I think, took his eye off the kick, for lack of a better term.
Ridley gets the handoff there, not a lot of space, and I'll tell you what, good point brought up by the fellows in the truck. Kenowa's defense has really kind of settled in now, Brady. Early on, after the electric touchdown, keeper here. Brahman makes one man miss, can't make the second man miss. Great job wrapping them up there. That's Kiltz, Noah Kiltz getting outside the defensive backfield. Stepping up and bringing that tackle down.
So this is going to be a defensive coordinator's, this is teach tape right here. Watch everyone doing their job, holding their gap. Tries to go A-gap, bounces it, try to bounce there. No, try to go to the outside, and finally, the last line of defense makes the stop in Noah Kiltz. That's a great job, doing your job defensively and forcing it to the next guy.
3rd and 8, they keep it on the ground. A lot of space, 20, 15, makes a cut at the 10, inside the 5, and pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Another big play by Caden Martin Seymour, and DeWitt in business with a 1st and goal from the 3.
And this is why a defensive coordinator, they stay up at night. You can play well for 9 plays in a row, but if you have a miscue on the 10th, this one, they assumed it was a fake. A couple guys non-committal to the edge, and it hurt them.
Try in the middle that time. Kenowa says no. Look at Big Zero in there. That young man playing on both sides of the ball, making big plays on both sides of the ball. And that, of course, being London Hampton, who's taken his talents to the University of Michigan.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. In fact, they may have lost about a foot, Brady. 2nd and goal, though, for the Panthers. They lead 10-7. You know they want 7 here. Keep it on the ground, near side, into the end zone. Touchdown. Channing Ridley. And the Panthers use that short field to their advantage and finish it off with a 2-yard run by number 2, Channing Ridley.
Hey, said it at the top, Sean. Kenowa Hills needs to get some stops, not all the stops. And DeWitt is going to score. And this one, that's saying Channing Ridley is going to win the race to the pylon. And Hampton did his darndest, nearly stopped him, but just crossed the plane, hit the pylon.
Lefty Rose in for the point after attempt. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So he's perfect on the night. 2 PATs, a field goal to boot. And DeWitt back up by 10 here with 7:50 to go here. Brady, let's take a look at that touchdown.
Yeah, again, a lot of the misdirection you've seen, but at the end of the day, this is, let's get Channing Ridley a running start. He beats the first guy, and again, Hampton does a heck of a job. I know it's a touchdown, but if I'm, scouting him, if I'm watching him, I'm saying, that man, that's a lot of effort, because ultimately, that's about a 2 or 3 yard run at the end of the day.
Well, and you might remember that name. That young man was part of that explosive offense and then some last year. How about the state championship game? 101 yards rushing. This team just put up explosive numbers every single week.
I mean, it was just the culmination of a season where it felt like, to put it bluntly, they were playing on easy mode, because every result you see, it was 7 or 8 games, they started the second half with running clock. DeWitt had some all-time dominance last year, already 164 yards on the ground here in the first half, and we say that right after going, Kenowa Hills defense is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
It's all relative, Sean.
Shout out to our statistician up here, Mike Iveso. Thank you for that tidbit. Boy, we got the best crew in the business. Really blessed to be working with the Chucks, Brian Henry, Patty Cesarini, Lauren Plant, John Kidd, Ravian, Ernest. Just a total team effort here. This kick taken at about the 5-yard line, coming near side. Makes a cut at the 20, makes one man miss. 25-30, finally knocked down at about the 32-yard line. Good return there by Victor Holman. We'll give him 26 yards on that return, and let's see what this Kenowa Hills offense can do as they take to the field.
So this drive, in my opinion, is going to set the tone for the rest of this game. You've got about 7.5 minutes left in this first half. DeWitt got the ball first. So if you go down and score, let's say it takes you 5 minutes, hey, you're asking your defense to hold up in a 2-minute drill, and in that scenario, you can get the ball with the chance to take the lead to start the second half. If you don't, if you go 3 and out, DeWitt can make it a big lead going into the half.
Grayson Fellows in that shotgun formation, gives it to Hampton. Hampton with some space out there, makes one man miss. Cut at the 40. Look at that power. Just shucks one man aside, ends up picking up another 4 or 5 yards there. When all else fail, give it to your playmakers and let them make plays.
Yeah, not a lot of fancy eye candy with that one. London Hampton hasn't had a ton of explosive runs yet, but this one, very simple. A couple of guys leading the way, finds a crease, makes a man miss, as London Hampton will do.
First down all the way up to their own 49-yard line. This play didn't have a chance. Blown up at the line and a loss of 4. Multiple Panthers in the offensive kitchen.
So this is where I expect we'll see the answer, is you see everyone coming in on London Hampton. If Fellows pulls that, there's not a lot of people on the outside. I bet you a lot of the Knights coaches are going, okay, next time we have a 1st and 10 situation, maybe call the pull, and there's going to be some opening on that side.
Officially a loss of 3, setting up a 2nd and 13. Fellows shotgun formation, low snap, picks it up off the ground, steps up, he's got a lot of room up there, slides down, smart quarterback there. Took what the defense can give him, turned what could have been a disaster, Brady, into now setting up a situation where this is a 3rd and manageable.
What I like this is the sixth sense, seeing the rush coming from his front side and knowing he doesn't have that 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds you're conditioned to as a quarterback. Was that a 50-yard touchdown? No, but he turned 2nd and 14 into 3rd and 7 and in plus territory, something more manageable. I like it, Sean.
3rd and 7, single back. This time Xander Yost, trip receivers, split near side. Fellows back to pass, throws near side, just out of the reach of the intended receiver, Noah Kiltz. And certainly, Brady, is you're just on the plus side of the 50-yard line. One would think they're going to punt, but and the longer they stand out there, the longer I think maybe they're going to go for it.
Now, you could hard count to see if you can turn 4th and 7 into 4th and 2, but this is where you have to first guess it if you're a Knights fan. You know, if you punt it and then they go down and score, well, you should have gone for it. If you get stopped and then you give them the short field, but the defense has played all right. I wouldn't hate the punt, but I understand you're going to have to take some risks to knock off a defending state champ.
Fellows is going to stay in that shotgun. Big 4th and 7 here. They're going for it. Fellows showing that arm again, floating it out there. Incomplete. Good coverage. I think a couple of the Panthers were saying, we didn't do anything, and the referees agree, and that's a turnover on down as that Panther offense will take to the field again.
Well, I think this was the design play that we saw the explosive on that one drive in the first quarter where the snap was low. The throwback, there was no deception there. 2 blue jerseys all over in coverage, led by it looked like Hudson Snelling, running step for step. Don't mind going for it, but now you're putting a little more weight on that defense to try and get that stop.
So the Panthers take over with a 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Trying the right side of that line, not a lot of space up there, up to about the midfield stripe. Carry there by Donovan Hillard.
Let's give a little bit of love to some of those big guys up front. That time I saw Austin Schmidt just plugging up the holes in those A and B gaps, not giving any room to run. It's something that goes unheralded when you're watching from the stands. But if there's just a massive humanity from guard to guard, it makes it a lot harder to have an effective run game.
2nd and 8, just shy of the 50. Keeper this time. Oh boy, I'll tell you what. Give credit to where credit is due. One of those guys, and I can't tell the number, I apologize, folks, stepped up. I believe that was 21, stepped up and literally grabbed an ankle. I think that was Hudson Drake, Brady. Or Brahman might still be running.
I think there's a reason why there was they went to the outside after the last play, trying to play smash mouth football. But you're right. Hey, just got to get a hand on that ankle. Give yourself another play.
Panthers in business, 1st down, inside territory. Passes tipped, but still caught. 1st down and more. Stiff arm in his way past the 30-yard line. Inside the 30-yard line is Martin Seymour. That's another big play for the young man wearing number 4 for the Panthers.
So this is a very simple flood concept here. 3 guys on the outside. 1 goes deep, 1 goes mid. So you see one's going there, there, and there. You're going to make the defenders make a decision, and you basically pick which one they left open. That one was the middle receiver to get the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 28. Handoff, trying outside, just putting his head down. Once again, Martin Seymour with the handoff there. Not a lot of space up there. Maybe a gain of 1, setting up a 2nd and 9. But I like that. That kid runs with a purpose. That young man wearing number 4, Caden Martin Seymour. We've seen it a few times tonight, Brady. 67 yards on the ground, too. Thank you to our statistician, Monsieur Iverson. 2nd and 9. Shotgun formation, going to hand it off. Ball's loose, up the middle, recovered by Kenowa Hills.
Harriman on the carry. The ball was fumbled.
That's a huge play. Boy, let me tell you something, Brady. The Knights really needed that. Hudson Drake, the benefactor there.
And you know, I'll be honest, I didn't know where that ball was until it popped out.
That makes 2 of us, pal.
That was all over the place. And Miles Zeloff, did you see him almost trying to claw his way to the ball, a lineman downfield? He's hustling, and it's just out of the fingertips. It's like a bad dream. And that is a play that Kenowa Hills is going to have to capitalize on. You've got 3:43. You got to at least get 3 on this drive, Sean. You make it a 1-possession game, and then coming out of the half, get a chance to tie this ball game, or if you find the end zone, take the lead.
Well, I always say, Brady, listen, if their misdirection is fooling guys up here with the 30,000 view, What do you think it's doing to the guys downstairs?
Oh, God bless our cameramen.
Amen to that. Fellows trying to set up that screen. Lots of space. 25, 30. He's got some blockers out there. Makes a cut into DeWitt territory. 25, 20. Heck of an effort to chase him down by number 30. But what a big reception and run there by Noah Kiltz.
I mean, it's a very similar play to what we've seen. The screen game has been killer, and that time had multiple players turned around, some downfield blocking. I love the block from Meyering. Doesn't try to throw a knockout blow, just gets in the way. That's what they want you to do now, Sean, right? Basically set the basketball screen, help spring them for an extra 30 to 40 yards.
In business now, at the 15, going to keep it on the ground to Hampton. Makes one man miss. Inside the 5, trying to spin his way to the end zone. He does! Touchdown! London Hampton, what a run!
You know, Sean, if you've got a guy like London Hampton, I'm sure Don Fellows goes, yep, I called the make 3 men miss up the middle and spin into the end zone play. I mean, that's just silly what he did there.
Oh, is he special? My goodness. Point after attempt. Snap down, kick up. The kick is good.
I mean, let's see when first contact's here. First of all, big hole. Makes a man miss 2 yards past the line of scrimmage at the 14. Makes another man miss at the 8. Contact at the 3. Drags 2 defenders into the end zone. I mean, Sean, I'm very glad that Coach Fellows called that play where he wanted them to make 4 men miss and get in the end zone. Let's call that every time, right?
Colin Marati with a big block up there as well, Brady, and right back in this thing, the Knights. Hey, listen, they aren't going anywhere. No. If you haven't figured that out yet, folks, we're in for a dandy here tonight as the Lights come down. A beautiful night here in Midtown Detroit.
You know, ironically, if I'm sitting in the stands for the Knights, I'm going, I'm so glad they scored, but why'd you have to do it so fast? Now you gave DeWitt 3 minutes to answer. I know.
Well, this is that
get in the end zone,
that complimentary football. You see Dan Campbell do it so often, Brady, where you kind of time it and say, hey, well, the good news is we just got to score and we get the ball to start the second half. Conversely, DeWitt's saying, hey, let's get one more on the board before we get out of here.
Right, they get a chance to answer the bell.
Smith kicks this one off. That's going to go once again well into the end zone. And that's where this Panther offense will start after the touchback. Still 3:07 to go. Plenty of time for this Panther offense. Make no mistake about it. But the game turned, Brady, in a second on a fumble.
Oh, 100%. It looked like DeWitt was going to make it, 14-7, and then bang, 2 plays later, it's 17-14. The mental resolve of this Kenowa Hills team has been impressive. There have been multiple times they could have folded. Hey, first play goes for a touchdown. That's tough. Third play from scrimmage, strip sack. All right, you play back and forth, and then they're coming down the field after getting stopped on 4th down, and you force a fumble.
You want to do another game tomorrow?
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
We are going to do another game tomorrow. We'll get to it in just a second. Keeping the ball on the ground. Martin Seymour tries to cut it back. Not that time. Take a look at this. Boy, we got a dandy tomorrow. We are looking forward to this one. That explosive Cass Tech offense taking on the Michigan City Wolves. Of course, Donald Tabron, one of the most explosive players in the state, make no mistake about that. Really looking forward to this one. Had a great time talking to both coaches, and they're both honored to have their team here in Midtown Detroit. We'll have it for you on Local 4 Plus and the State Chance Network. In the meantime, great job sticking with that ball and pulling it in. Brady, that is not an easy catch. Lucas Capoletti with a first down all the way up to the 44-yard line.
No, and for this play to work, you have to have strong protection. Hey, because that's a long fake to stand in the pocket. He got hit about as he threw, but a lot of credit to that O-line.
Going to keep it on the ground. Martin Seymour this time again, just a wall of white waiting for him. Let's take a look at that previous first down reception by Capoletti Brady, I know we're going to get to that replay just momentarily. That is not an easy catch, folks.
No, and you could see in the background, on his backside was Brahman, so he had to stand in there and take a hit, and a heck of a catch to reach out and use every sticky part of that glove.
Loss of 2. They're going to keep it on the ground, though, making one man miss. Picks up a couple yards. Good second effort there. Looked like that could have been a loss, but Channing Ridley stayed with it, Brady. And instead of a loss, ends up picking up about 4 yards to turn this into a certainly more manageable 3rd and 8.
Sean, being a defensive guy, it's one thing, again, I'm going to highlight when I see it, the effort there from the Knights. 4 different white helmets making contact within a yard or 2 of the line of scrimmage. That, I mean, again, that is just effort flying to the ball. It's got to mean something, and you can tell it does to the 11 in white out there.
I think DeWitt's going to take a timeout here. Indeed, they are, as Brahman and crew head over to the near sideline
of the first half.
For people that aren't aware, my buddy Brady Beaton played for Marysville in his high school career, and I know he's going to get mad at me for saying this. Certainly had a stellar career here at Wayne State. A play that I remember very, very well was a pick 6 that a defensive lineman had at Davenport.
Sean, it's not a Wayne State broadcast.
But how does a defensive lineman get a pick 6, Brady Beaton?
Blind squirrel in a nut, right?
Heck of a play, though. Really was. You have that call safe somewhere, don't you?
I very much do. It's going on my tombstone. I act like that, but no, that was my one highlight of the career, absolutely.
Oh, stop it.
I have to make sure all my friends know that who didn't score touchdowns about that. But
Wayne State University, of course, the home of the Warriors. Warriors open up their season next Thursday, hosting Northwood. Really looking forward to the Coach Isaac era to begin. That's what's so cool about being down here for this Prep Kickoff Classic at Midtown Detroit is just beautiful, folks. Brahman back to pass. He's got a man out there. Complete. First down and more inside the 30, 25, 20, inside the 15, and finally brought down at the 12-yard line. How about Landon Kearns? Big catch, and then it's that yak, Brady, that really put him in good position.
Yeah, that was drawn up out of the timeout. They wanted this play specifically, and it did exactly what they were looking for.
Quick whistles again. I think there's going to be a timeout this time. Knights. Kenowa Hills going to call a timeout.
3rd and final charge timeout of the first half.
As you could hear the official say, that is their 3rd and final timeout. So Panthers will come to the near sideline. Knights on the far sideline. Glad you could join us here tonight, wherever you may be. Appreciate our friends at Local 4 Plus and State Champs. Great partnership that started last year and just continues to get bigger and better. When you have the resources available at State Champs and then you add the resources available with WDIV Local 4 here in Detroit, boy oh boy, what a blessing to be here tonight. No doubt about that. We've got a dandy going on. DeWitt trying to get one more in before we hit the halftime. It's that complimentary football that we talk about all the time, Brady.
Absolutely. Even if you hold them to 3 here, you have a little bit momentum. You don't want to lose that last touchdown and feel defeated going into the locker room.
1st and 10. They try the inside, push back after getting just inside the 10-yard line.
Very dangerous without any timeouts. You still have 40 seconds to work with, but you can't really get tackled in bounds much more.
Brahman rolling right, looking, firing, pass is caught. Stopped just short of the goal line. What a play at the goal line. My goodness gracious, it looked like he was going in, but you saw Bertolini somehow, some way use every ounce in his body to shove him out of bounds, Brady.
This could have been a dangerous throw.
Gonna keep it on the ground. Upside, touchdown. Channing Ridley with 24 seconds left, and that is a big touchdown for the Panthers.
I want to get another look at the throw, the play before, because at least from my initial vantage point, Sean, this seemed a little risky. So rolling out again a floods concept, and I mean, he steps up, so okay, it's not quite as risky as I thought at first. It's actually a good time. The defender peels off, so you dump it. But, man, that at first I thought that he was playing with fire a bit.
Snap down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Good job there, by the way, on the hold. I believe that was Isaac Bean on the hold. It looked like that was a low snap. He got it controlled, and no problem banging that home for Vincent Rose.
And this is why DeWitt is just so darn tough. I mean, Sean, you're looking at this. So you get this on 2nd and goal, and this is just going to be school body right. So as this plays, you're just going to see everyone, work towards the far sideline. And they hand it off to Ridley here. So I mean, there you see. Look at that edge, and that one's easy. Sean, like I said, that's another one you could have ran that in. Anytime you see the wall of defenders just get dented back, Sean Belizean and his knees could have made it in the end zone.
I'm not sure when I made that cut, my left knee would take it. I got to be honest with you, Brady. Now, I might fall forward with momentum into the end zone.
I didn't say it would be pretty, but I said you could get it in there.
Maybe. Keep it with us when we go to the halftime. Patty Cesarini with a conversation with Coach Zimmerman as we head to the halftime. Still 24 seconds left. Let's see if Kenowa Hills wants to cook something up. Lest we forget, Brady, they get the ball to start the second half. DeWitt on pace for doing what the Panthers do, Brady, and that's score some points.
And unless you get a big return, I think you just take this into the half. You don't want to play with fire. Hey, you've had a decent first half. Don't risk anything bad happening.
The lefty Rose gets that coveted bounce, taking about the 19-yard line. Making one man miss, getting outside, Brady, and then just losing a step. There was Broussard, Kumani Broussard. Boy, Brady, he's able to keep his footing. Who knows what happens? It might be that scenario you just spoke into existence.
Yeah, and if you get to the 45-50, you don't have any timeouts, but with, let's call it about 15 seconds, maybe you take a couple shots. Here, I probably pitch to Hampton and say, all right, if he can go be the best athlete on the field, great. If not, hey, we'll go into the locker room, we'll get ready, and we'll script a heck of a drive in the third quarter.
4-receiver set. Fellows in that shotgun, back to pass. Putting it up top, trying to get Hampton out of the backfield. Good coverage, though. Couldn't find it there. That's never a bad option. Look for Hampton. Hand it off to him, throw it to him, try to put the ball in Zero's hands.
Yeah, and I don't mind that as much. That's a wheel route. You're throwing to the sideline. You're not throwing over the middle where there's a chance for someone to step in front of it. That's a lower risk throw. I personally would probably run it, but I don't disagree. I like the thought process. A low risk throw. If Hampton can't get it, then nobody's getting it.
Fellows looking at that sideline right now. Still in that shotgun formation, 2nd and 10. Low snap, going to keep it on the ground. Hampton makes a man miss, spins out of another would-be tackler. Looked like it was going to be a gain of 3, and he ends up picking up 9. That's just what London Hampton does. Do they have time for one more play? They do not. That will be the end of this first half. DeWitt with a 24-14 lead over Kenowa Hills at the half. But folks, don't go anywhere. Speaking of not going anywhere, why don't we throw it down to our own Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Coach, how has the tempo of your offense impacted this first half?
Well, we made so many mistakes, and I don't know. We haven't played to our capabilities, that's for sure. I mean, we've done some good things, but far too many penalties, and we got to clean things up at halftime.
How do you do that?
Just got to be more disciplined. I mean, we have a lot of guys in first year starting, and they've played in a lot of big games. They just got to come out and get locked in and play to our capabilities, and we'll be fine.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
State University, the DeWitt Panthers have a 24-14 lead over the Kenowa Hills Knights. An exciting first half, to say the least. What's in store for the second half? Well, just like us, you're going to have to stick around and find out here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose two or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust, one topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that, and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do bold.
Hungry?
Howie's.
You know me. 1-800-CALL.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Welcome back to halftime here on State Champs Game Time Live. And coming this Saturday at 10:30 a.m., we are back with our State Champs High School Sports Show. And in addition to covering games for you throughout the season, this upcoming fall, we're also going to be telling stories every single Saturday on that show. And there might not be one bigger to start this season than what's going on at Bloomfield Hills. Bloomfield Hills football head coach Scott Merchant went and had some rough news that came to him and his family earlier this season, and he actually had to undergo open heart surgery. He wasn't sure if he was going to be able to return to the sidelines, but he did. His story is one about perseverance, and you're about to get an inside look at it.
1, 2, 3, come on. Okay, man, this is the first time you get to play against somebody else. Everybody should have their helmets strapped up, ready to get in the game right now. This is why you've worked for 9 months, is for this moment right now.
What was just a routine physical this offseason quickly turned into life-threatening news for Bloomfield Hills head football coach Scott Merchant. He was told he had a heart murmur, and at a later checkup, he learned it could be fatal and ultimately needed open heart surgery.
When I went in January, they said, you have severe leakage in your valve and it's going back into your heart and it's causing the rest of your heart to work overtime. Had full open heart surgery. I was on a heart bypass, lung bypass machine for about an hour. They went in and they took out my aortic valve, which actually was worse than they thought. So I was gonna have something really bad happen pretty soon. They replaced it. Put me back together. I was in the hospital for a week.
Let's make sure we have good splits. Let's make sure our foot is on the line so we're not off the line of scrimmage.
Watch the ball.
Okay, watch the football. Do not jump. You understand me?
Let's go.
In a matter of weeks, Merchant went from going about his normal life to facing something he never expected. He was forced to make decisions and choices he never thought he would have to make at this point in his life.
When you have to start making end-of-life choices, it's pretty surreal. I was scared, I was scared. I've been relatively healthy my whole life, and this is something I didn't have control over, and I had no idea what was gonna happen. So I'm eternally grateful for my medical team, for the Lord looking out for me, for them to find out that I actually had this, because if nobody had diagnosed it, I probably wouldn't have made it. My heart would have failed.
And while Coach Merchant was facing those decisions, his family was facing the uncertainty right alongside him. They didn't know what the outcome would be, but they never lost faith. Instead, they rallied behind him and waited for him to come home.
Me personally, I didn't know what to expect. It was kind of just me by myself at home. You know, my mom would go to the hospital, but I mean, most important thing was just to be supportive and, you know, pick up some work around the house. But yeah, it was scary, but I mean, I know my dad, so I had confidence in him.
Open heart surgery meant Merchant had a long road ahead of him. There was recovery, rehabilitation, and getting his strength back. But just 5 months later, something happened that even his players couldn't believe. Merchant was back on the field and ready to lead his team.
So seeing him like that is a very, heartwarming thing to see. And honestly, it fires up so much more for the season. We just love to see him happy, man. It honestly makes all of our days.
It really shows his determination and how much he loves football for already wanting to be back here, and we value it a lot. We want to do everything perfect for him. Like, we want to show it back to what he shows us.
And coming back has given Merchant a different perspective. He wants others to take their heart health seriously while he makes the most of every practice, every game, and every moment he gets with his team.
I just encourage everybody to go out there and get their heart screened. And kids, coaches, go for your annual physicals, because if I didn't, there's a good chance I wouldn't be standing here today. I don't take anything for granted, man. So every day is a blessing. I got to take it easy, which I'm not good at. But, it puts things in perspective. And, football is a great sport. I love it. But, I love being alive, and I love my family more. And, I'm just feel extremely blessed that I'm standing here today and I'm able to even be out here. Every day is a victory right now.
I'm Patty Cesarini for State Champs. As Coach Merchant said, make sure that you go get your heart health checked out, no matter your health status, because it could be life-changing, just like it was for Coach Merchant. And as I mentioned before, this is a story you're going to catch this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. on Local 4 and on Local 4 Plus, so make sure you go check it out. More from halftime here coming up as Kenowa Hills trails by 10 here at the Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic. And as we're talking about Kenowa Hills, this is why London Hampton is going to the University of Michigan. More to come here when we come back.
What's for dinner used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose two or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust one-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
You know me. 1-800-CALL.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by Lawrence Technological University. Are you interested in a sports management degree? Your vision of competing in college athletics can be your reality. Scholarships are available at lturecruityourself.com today.
It's 24-14 here at halftime. I'm down at field level, now joined by Ian from Amazon, because Amazon partnered with the Detroit Sports Commission. And Ian, why was it so important for you guys to partner with them?
Well, we're super excited to show up not only as a great employer, but a great neighbor. Everything from our delivery service providers, delivering the game ball, to being able to support girls flag football the first night, and now tonight with the Prep Kickoff Classic is amazing.
How has it been for you guys being involved in high school sports now?
Oh, it's been wonderful. We get the opportunity to support students, student athletes at every step of the way, and being out here under the bright lights is just fantastic.
And how much fun is it for you to just patrol these sidelines, interact with cheerleaders, fans, and just the environment that this brings here?
Brings back chills. You know, as a former athlete, I love being able to be out here under the lights, getting the chance to be with families and supporting our teams.
All right, former athlete, what sports you play?
Football and ran track, so right back in the place where it all started.
Is this giving very nostalgic feels then? You said that you had the chills, but can you give me your best high school football memory?
Oh, absolutely. It was actually against Catholic Central, who won earlier today. And we had a big touchdown. We played against them at Ford Field, and brings back all those memories. And I know for the families and the fans, it's no better place to be.
And Ian, the last one that I've got for you, where do you see this partnership really progressing in the future?
Continuing to grow. You know, it's still early days, our second year sponsoring. We want to keep including our businesses, our associates, and all those folks in the community so they can enjoy this really fantastic event.
Thank you so much, Ian. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be right back here on State Champs Game Time Live. Don't go anywhere. The second half is coming up here shortly.
What's for dinner? Used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose two or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust, one topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that, and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
You know me. 1-800-CALLS.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
No better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by Sam Bernstein Law. Injured? Get the Bernstein advantage. Call 1-800-CALL-SAM. and by the Zott Auto Group, the official vehicle partner of State Champs Game Time Live. For more, go to dealsinthed.com. 24-14, your halftime score here on the campus of Wayne State University. What a great shot there. Oh, my goodness. Beautiful downtown area. Beautiful area on the west side up here, Midtown, if you will. Take a look at our state champ schedule. Brady, anything jump out to you? It's just a fantastic schedule. A little bit of everything on that schedule.
Well, being an East Side guy, I'm going to say I'm a little partial to some MAC Red football. I know the level they have. Dakota, Sterling Heights, Stevenson should be a fun one. But you got some rivalries in there. Rochester, Adams, Rochester, Sean. I know you've been around that one. There's no love lost in the type of talent that those two schools produce as well. Pretty darn good.
Lumen Christi was one of my favorite Game Time Live experiences last year. So having them play at Detroit Country Day there at about, 13 in Losser, I'm really looking forward to that one in mid-October. We're looking forward to a pretty big one tomorrow night as well. Cass Tech, now they are the hunter, and that young man is the hunter. How about Donald Tabron II taking his talents to Texas A&M? Folks, if you haven't seen this kid play, well, I'm going to let the highlights speak for me. He's special.
Sean, I don't want to take this for granted. I know Michigan has been on a run of elite quarterbacks from Dante Moore to C.J. Carr to Donald Tabron, and I know I've left a few out. But you've got to be, grateful when you get a chance to see a guy that's going to go to Texas A&M. You see the other hats on there. I think Northwood was holding their breath for a second. But Oregon and LSU both having a shot there. That's just what Cass Tech has, and he's the one leading the way. All of these players are ranked not in the state, are national recruits.
That's incredible. When you see it, and shout out to our graphics team for putting that together. Anybody who follows high school football, you know the names, you hear it, but when you see it in that form, Brady, my goodness gracious.
How many coaches around the state would do anything to have one of those players, let alone a dozen on the team?
No doubt about that. Halftime here, the lights are out. Don't go anywhere. The lights are going to be back down on the field here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
What's for dinner? Used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose two or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium flavored crust one-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
You know me. 1-800-CALL.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4 Plus is brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Welcome back in, 24-14, your halftime score here on the State Champs Network on Local 4 Plus. Proud to be working with the best crew in the business. I mean that. These guys are outstanding across the board. Patty Cesarini down on the field. Brady Beaton, the newest member of our broadcast team up here. That gives me a second. Brady, as you know, I can only give so much luck to this young man. But Grant Perry was my broadcast partner last year. Grant Perry now a coach at Grand Valley State. While I can wish him luck, I can only wish him so much luck because you and I are Wayne State guys and do the Wayne State broadcast. So to my pal Grant Perry, I wish you all the best, except when you play the green and gold.
And you know what? They're actually playing tonight. They're out in Charleston, West Virginia. Grand Valley, they have a lead in the third quarter there. But you're right, you know, we have a lot of friends out there in playing at Lubbers and in Allendale, and you know what? I can only, like you said, I can only wish them so much luck.
You know, Kenowa Hills is a great story. We talked about it in the pregame show with Lauren Plant, and you see them building, and they're trying to get it done in the playoffs all the way back. Take a look at that. 1992. Oh, I love that Silverdome. I'm not going to lie.
How about those uniforms? Little Southern Miss inspired. I like the baggier 90s style uniforms.
Heartbreaking loss for Kenowa Hills. They fall 20-13 in overtime in the state title game at the venerable Pontiac Silverdome. While we have a moment, why don't we throw it down to Patty Cesarini. Patty?
Coach, what were the sticking points in the locker room just now for you guys?
Well, we think we're playing really well. We're a little nervous out of the gate. We gave up the first play for a touchdown and gave up a bad touchdown there. So we think we're defending well. We just gave up 2 bad plays, but we're excited for the second half. Go compete.
How were you guys able to settle in towards the end of that first half?
I just think it's settled in. It's a big game for our kids and big experience. You're playing one of the best teams in the state, so we're happy. We're excited to watch the kids perform second half.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you very much, Patty. I see my statistician up here, my longtime pal, Mike Ivesil, smiling when we saw those images of the Silverdome. I tell anybody that listens, a lot of fun memories there. Brady, it was a dump, but it was our dump. Does that make sense? We loved it. We knew that it, you know, they had to build a beautiful football stadium. They certainly did, not too far from here at Ford Field, but a lot of great memories at the Pontiac Silverdome, believe it or not.
So I have heard.
You weren't even born when they
I
were
was.
playing it.
You know what? I was. I think the last game was. I was 5 when they shut that down. I'm not that young.
Listen, if you can make jokes about my age one way, I can make jokes about your age the other way.
Yeah, except yours aren't as good. No one's gonna believe a dude with long hair and a mustache that looks like him straight out of 1976 was born in like 2004.
I think you do have some validity there, no doubt. You got out of the
now someone that
mystery machine.
Yeah, someone that looks like they could be on the front of a Just for Men box. On the other hand, I can make the old jokes about.
You're very mean to me, and I just wanted to publicly say that.
You're
to
my friend,
so
Sean.
They could understand that. Now we got a great second half.
I want you to grow your hair out as well.
I'm going to. Great second half coming up. Kenowa Hills will be receiving. DeWitt started it out. An electric touchdown run to start the game by Griffin Brahman. And Kenowa Hills just kind of stuck with it, Brady. Late touchdown by DeWitt. Extended this to 24-14, but if there was one lesson to take away from that first half, Brady Beaton, it was Kenowa Hills This Knights team, they are not going away.
No, but I want to use that as a way to prop up DeWitt, because sometimes when a team is so good, you just kind of take for granted how good they are. You know, we've talked about a lot of things, you know, Kenowa Hills has done right. They've gotten a 4th down stop. They forced a fumble, and yet they're on pace. DeWitt's on pace to score almost 50. Like, it's just a testament to what DeWitt can do. Is they're that good that they can weather some of that storm. That, yes, Kenowa Hills has done some very nice things, but to knock off a team like DeWitt, it's such a high mountain to climb that pretty good isn't good enough.
Beautiful full moon out here. Vincent Rose kicks this one away. This is returnable, taken at the 7-yard line. 15, 20, trying to get outside, breaks tackle all the way up to 30. Pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's what you want to see. William Fussman, a very dangerous player. We haven't called his name much here tonight, but showing everybody how dangerous he is.
Yeah, and that one just simply can't miss a tackle there. You know, the lane integrity was solid, but Fussman makes a man miss. You'll see the wall of blue pretty solid, just arm tackle's not great. Got to, you know, go low, swipe at a knee or something, like the swipe at an ankle, try to knock him down, but Fussman makes something out of nothing. Now, there was a sense of urgency near the end of that second quarter. Take a deep breath, put a drive together, get the keys out here.
Grayson Fellows hands it off to Hampton. That's never a bad decision. Boy, look at him just power his way up. He worked so hard just to pick up a couple yards. Just a tenacity when that young man runs the ball. Wearing the 0, London Hampton. So gain of 2. Sets up a 2nd and 8. The young man wearing number 10, Grayson Fellows, taking his talents to Michigan Tech, another GLIAC guy. Shotgun formation, 3 receiver set, sends a man in motion, single back. Fellows now looks to the far sideline. Looks like he's going to change the play. London starts on one hip, ends on the other. Movement up front. Both teams pointing at each other.
False start.
But more often than not, Brady, they won't get the guys on the offensive side of the ball.
2nd down.
Yeah, that's, you know, they never looked in sync there. And coming out in the second half, you know, you can't score the 10-point touchdown, right? So what's the message coming out is, hey, let's work down the field. If it takes us 10 plays, great. The game is still within reach, but you can't get it all at once. Step 1, get in the end zone, well, work your way down the field.
Boy, that snap bounces up. Fellows did all he could to just hold on to the ball. It kind of took a short hop bounce, and the best he could do is make sure he picked it up and just fall backwards, and that's a loss all the way back to the 29-yard line.
Not all sacks are created equal, and Gavin Broska here, yeah, he's going to say thank you very much, but guess what? They don't ask how, they ask how many.
3rd and 18 now. Let's see if they bring it. They rush 4. Fellows still under pressure. Fires, completes. 35, knocked out of bounds at the 38-yard line to Broussard. Let's see what that flag's about, Brady.
There's 2 of them, one on the middle of the field, one near side. It was thrown fairly late into the play. Maybe a lineman got too far downfield.
Right about the same yard marker. One just shy of 34, one just past the 34.
Well, it's never a good sign for the offense when everyone just starts walking backwards.
Yeah, no.
That's
I'm
kind of
agree with that.
Now, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again, but they're consulting about this. Now, one thing, minus the penalty, that'll be what it is, but I liked what you didn't see in the first quarter was Fussman rolling out, with Fellows rolling out and getting to the far side and feeling that backside pressure.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 3rd down.
Smelled that out, Brady. 3rd and 18 becomes 3rd and 23. Let's take a look here, right around the 34-yard line.
Yeah, so let's see if we can see where, oh yeah, right there.
Yeah,
that's a fairly easy call.
The penalty places the ball at the 24-yard
So 3rd and 23, 4 receiver set. Do the Panthers bring the pressure? They rush 3. Fellows back to pass, trying to set up that receiver screen. It doesn't work. Smelled out nicely, hit Fussman, but a minimal gain up to about the 26-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, you know, screens work a lot better when they're not predictable. 3rd and forever, that's a big screen spot. You're a little more in tune to that. You know, 1st and 10, keep them on their feet a little bit, on their toes. There, it was a little more predictable.
Panthers send 2 return men back. You saw this earlier in the game. Rugby-style kick. Looks like it went off the side of the leg a little bit. And they're going to get good field position about that. A running catch by Costabis. And that's going to be marked down about the 48-yard line. So once again, good field position for the DeWitt Panthers, Brady, as they hold that 10-point lead at 24-14.
And this feels like a spot where a team like DeWitt usually gets the knockout blow. Not saying a 17-point deficit in the 3rd quarter is insurmountable, but man, after that touchdown right before the half, to get essentially a 3-and-out, come back and score right away, that this team would be rolling downhill.
Well, let's see how they set this up. Direct snap this time. It looked like that wildcat that made the rounds for quite some time, Brady. That snap went right to Channing Ridley. And he matriculates his way up for a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 6.
Let's throw it down to Patty while we have a moment. Patty?
Thanks, Sean. Ollie Miller on this offensive line for DeWitt. As a freshman last year, he was on the JV squad. He was an offensive tackle, and then he went to starting as a tight end in the semifinals and in that state championship game. His athleticism is what caught the eye of the coaching staff. And this year, you might see him at guard a little bit because that's what they're anticipating that he's going to play in college. So as an underclassman in 2 seasons, Miller could potentially play 3 different positions. And Coach Zimmerman said that's a kind of special kid to be able to go in as a freshman, come up in the playoffs, working at tackle, rotating in, then make a move to tight end. And he was able to do that.
Yeah, great conversation. You saw his contributions on another big run by Martin Seymour. And DeWitt back in business now. Brady looking at a 2nd and 7. How about Brahman, 103 yards rushing now, huh?
Yeah, been a pretty good day.
Martin Seymour again, the pitch. Makes a cut outside, flags fly everywhere. Breaks out of a tackle inside the 5. Dives for the end zone touchdown, but I have a feeling that's coming back at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, as they sort out this laundry, Sean, again, the embarrassment of riches that DeWitt has. How many programs would Miller be starting as a freshman right away? Instead, that's a secret weapon that DeWitt gets to deploy in the semifinals.
Right.
It's you know, you're living life right, and it's a testament to the program DeWitt has built up.
Yeah, this is
holding
coming back
on the offense.
Right
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
It's a spot foul.
It's going to be right here, I believe, where the holding penalty comes in. And, yep, there you see, arm across. That's an easy call coming from the backside. Official on the bottom had his eyes on it.
2nd and 17. Brahman rolls out, hits his receiver. Stepping out of bounds after a gain inside the 20-yard line, though. Caleb Nolan getting involved here in this Panther offense. And Brady, you touched on it just a moment. A lot of different pieces getting involved in this offense.
Oh, 100%. And a play like that is so hard for a defense because at 3 different levels, not only do you have the couple of receivers, you know, running a post, running an out, you also have to worry about the run game. Quarterback can always tuck and run in that situation, and we haven't had to see a lot of that yet.
3rd and 4, direct snap again. Makes a cut. Good job breaking a tackle. Are they going to give them forward progress to the 15? They are. That should be good enough for a 1st down. It's once again Channing Ridley on that direct snap. Brady, he would not take no for an answer. He forced his way up to a first down up to the 15.
And as much as we saw misdirection in the first half, this is old school. School body right. Let's throw everyone on the right side. Let's let our running back in Ridley, our star, be a star.
Another handoff to Martin Seymour, trying the inside. Nothing doing this time. It's almost as if the Knights said, okay, we've had enough of you. You've had a few big plays tonight, and they keep him to a no game that time. Wallow White making a tackle there, kind of one of those team tackles.
Yeah, again, that goes back to plugging up the inside. Sean, all the big hitters for DeWitt have been on the perimeter. You know, B-gap to B-gap, they've been stout.
Trying the other side, Brahman. Can he get to the edge? Carries a man inside the 5, and that's going to be a first and goal for this Panther team. Spirited run there by Griffin Brahman.
And this, again, you get a couple of blockers on the outside, 3 men leading the way. That's actually a heck of a job by Fessman, who came up a little lame after this. You see him right there calling for some help, gets off under his own power, but he got folded up in an unfortunate way. Even if he's off for a couple plays, that's a big loss for this Knights defense.
Yeah, Fussman limps off. Let's hope he's okay. Another direct snap. Trying to get to the edge. Does. Touchdown. Channing Ridley.
Number 2, Channing Ridley.
Boy, they tried that direct snap a few times that drive, and Ridley punches it in from 5 yards out. 3 touchdowns now.
And back at the top of the show, you know, not that Kenowa Hills has a ton of players going both ways, but Fessman and Hampton have played just about every snap. DeWitt has been able to, you know, rotate guys to platoon it, and here, direct snap, bounce to the outside, doesn't need to go far, and get it to the playmaker, Sean. Sometimes it's a simple game.
Vincent Rose, point after, the lefty, snap down, kick up, kick is good. So DeWitt strikes first here in the second half, and they extend that lead to 31-14 with 6:37 to go here on a beautiful night in Midtown Detroit. (31-14). Your score here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+. Lots of shout-outs here to the crew. There's no doubt about that. One of the shout-outs we want to do is talk about the players and coaches working hard, getting ready for games. And, well, those guys do as well. The refs. Local officials meetings across the state every week help the men and women refereeing the action in every sport across the state. Why don't you become one? Visit the MHSAA's website for more information. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
Not a bad way to spend a Thursday night, whether you're in stripes or up here in the booth, Sean.
Just a beautiful night. Boy, and I'll tell you what, that breeze that's coming through here is just wonderful. Really is. Best time of the year. I don't care what anybody says. You give me the fall in Michigan, and you're going to find a lot of happy people. And of course, fall and football go hand in hand. Synonymous, no doubt about that. And we're going to be happy to bring you action each and every week, all throughout this regular season. Rose going to kick this one off. Returnable, taken at the 2-yard line. 10, 15, 20. Look out, some space. 30, 35, 40. Makes a cut at the 45. Makes one man miss. Still on his feet. What a spirited return there. My goodness gracious. We've called this young man's name a few times tonight. That's Broussard with a big return.
But let me give some credit here to Vincent Rose. He doesn't make the tackle, but he prevents the touchdown. He basically throws his body in the way of a guy with a 50-yard head start. But watch Rose, gets in the way, fearless. Now, tackling for him could be a little better, but because of him is why it's still 31-14.
All right, let's see what Fellows and the Knights do here. They keep it on the ground. Never a bad choice when you got a guy like London Hampton. Boy, every time it looks like they got him, he kind of spits out and ends up picking another 2-3 yards.
And at this point for Kenowa Hills, they're going to I don't want to call it a perfect game, but they're going to have to play near perfect, Sean. But again, you can't score a 17-point touchdown. You have to start getting in the end zone. You still have a good amount of time. It's not a factor yet, but just got to take step one.
Yeah, good call. 3-score game. Fellows back to pass. Looking, firing, completing. First down and more. Inside the 35 to the 33. Nice to see that young man back out there, William Fussman. You saw him kind of limp off on the defensive side of the ball, and a big first down reception there.
Yeah, very simple play here. Quick read, off coverage, run 10 yards, turn around. Simple as can be. And those two have connected a few times throughout the years, haven't they, Sean?
I am going to say it again. I really like the way this Grayson Fellows throws. He has got an arm. Keep it on the ground. London Hampton nearly spun out of a would-be tackler, but I'll tell you what, when you get first contact 3 yards in, you're asking for trouble with a guy like London Hampton carrying the ball. He picks up 4. Well, let's give him 3, setting up a 2nd and 7. Clock running, about 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. DeWitt up 31-14. 2 receivers split far side. Hampton the lone setback on the left hip. Fellows looking over that defense, awaits a snap, fakes the handoff, going up top, wants it all. He's got Fussman out there. Touchdown! What a throw! What a catch! And Kenowa Hills shows again, they aren't going anywhere.
Go put that throw in the DIA, a work of art. I mean, that is a college-level throw. That's on a post. There's not a big window to put that in. And I mean, Fussman does a great job. He's obviously feeling it right now. But how about that from Fellows?
Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
The kick is good.
I'm going to say it again. This kid's arm, he's special.
I know Michigan Tech's playing right now. They're out in Minnesota. But, man, when they get back and see this throw, that's not bad coverage by Flannery. That's not bad, but that's why they say perfect offense beats perfect defense. And there's just, I mean, when you come to the sideline, maybe there's something they could do to not let him get the inside. But, I mean, when you look at this, we go step by step through this. I mean, you're man-to-man coverage, right? So it's a simple post route. He's going to cut across right there. And then, yeah, he gives up the inside, but there's maybe a 10-inch circumference where he could put that, or a 10-inch radius where he could put that ball, and he dropped it in a bucket.
Yeah, you got to put it in that bucket, no doubt about that. Well, we've talked about his arm a few times. Glad to see Fussman up there again. You know, when you have a little warmth like this and the body isn't used to it, Brady, hydrate, bananas, whatever you can to avoid that cramping. Short kick taken 15-yard line. Far side of the field, now coming near side. Look at this space. 40, 45, 50. He's got a gap and finally brought down well into Kenowa Hills territory, and Brady, quite frankly, a touchdown-saving tackle by the kicker, Riley Smith.
And that had to be a beautiful sight to see. You're going to see here in a second the convoy of blue jerseys in front of them. Right there, you see 1, 2, 3 guys leading the way through this giant hole. Oh, that's not the right number, but it's just a big gap, and yeah, that's why you're getting it in plus territory.
Gonna keep it on the ground. Far side, 40, 35, 30. Once again, boy, is he having himself a night. And this young man on DeWitt, Channing Ridley. Every time he touches the ball, it just seems like something electric happens, Brady.
I mean, again, it's a testament to DeWitt, right? Like, Kenowa Hills feels like they're throwing just about everything they have. Have they played a perfect game? No. But let's be honest, there probably weren't a lot of people around the state giving Kenowa Hills a fighting chance in this game, and I think they've at least earned their stripes here.
Brahman looking, firing in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Landon Kearns.
I mean, Sean, you've been doing this with state champs for a while now. How many times in this matchup where, again, DeWitt is right now, they're the one everyone's trying to knock off. They're the king, and you get a team that hasn't been there before, and a team like DeWitt gets a strike early, and they fold like a paper crane. And Kenowa Hills took a few shots early. Again, the strip sack, the first play touchdown, the touchdown before the half, and they've kept on it.
Direct snap. Brahman trying to get to the edge. Does. Boy, he nearly got all the way around. Having to step up and make a tackle there was Fussman, but not before Brahman carries for a first down. And oh boy, he's limping off as well.
Yeah, get some pickle juice out there. At least you have Ridley coming back out there.
First down, DeWitt.
Well, you've seen Ridley take that direct snap a few times here tonight. Donovan Hillard coming in.
Spot like this, rely on your star running back.
Direct snap, though, once again, we've seen that a few times. Ridley, this time not so much space out there. Tried to follow his blockers, picks up a couple yards.
Number 2,
Look who's coming right back in. Griffin Brahman. No surprise there.
Down by number 40, Aiden Russell.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, Sean, you've seen it 1,000 times. Guy gets a little bit of a cramp, and the lack of urgency Brahman walked over to the trainers with, you kind of knew, just needed to get that stretched a little extra. Miss a play, hey, run, make it 2nd and 8. Let's check back in.
Brahman in the shotgun. Fires end zone, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Boy, once again, he had Landon Kearns out there. Brady, they're missing by that much.
And they're daring him to make some high level throws in his first start. And that's, against a team like DeWitt, when you're going through that defensive prep meeting, you're saying, okay, who are we daring to beat us? And a couple times, this is an example, they're daring Brahman to put that in that perfect spot that you saw Fussman do last drive, but there misses by a hair.
Big 3rd and 8 here. Now look, they've shown that they'll settle for a field goal, and they got a kicker that can nail it. Brahman wants more, looks for more. Boy, crossing route, nearly a great catch at about the 1 yard line, but I think Fussman there just to create a little issue down there.
Got another player cramping down there. Looks like Martin Seymour. But heck of a play defensively from, I believe that was Fussman in coverage. Heck of a job, was there a little contact? And if we watch it back in super slow-mo, will there be Panther fans going, that's pass interference? Yeah, but you got to let the defense have a little bit of room to wiggle. It looks like DeWitt going to kick this field goal. 4th and 8, I get it, that's not the highest percentage. You trust your kicker, but I'm never a huge fan in the second half of making a 2-score game a 2-score game. But, taking points where you can get it, you're putting the onus back on your defense.
Well, this young man wearing number 28, Vincent Rose, has been perfect tonight. Awaiting the snap. 36-yard attempt. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is no good.
Rose's kick is no good.
Well, we'll take a look at this replay.
Sean, it's always hard from a broadcast booth to see.
1,000%. I couldn't agree with you more. Brady, to that point, I thought it was good.
I
with
thought
the
he
naked
pushed
eye.
it left, so. Okay.
Now watch the referees at the bottom.
It's above there. So watch the 2 officials underneath here. So the one on the left says nope, and the one on the right is saying he started to put it up, and then now what I will say is he defaulted to the ref where the ball was over top of it.
Yes.
He had the better view on the far side, so I think that was just a miscommunication. I'm guessing, and again, you never want to assume, but Sean, I'm assuming the near official didn't hear what the far official said and just tried to guess and match. I don't think he had a strong opinion, and he defaulted to the one that the ball went over his head.
That's a big win for Kenowa Hills, keeping him off the board. Keeper here, Fellows. Good decision there. Don't try to be a hero. Fall down. Just keep it at the bare minimum. Loss of 1. That's a smart quarterback, Brady. Far too often a quarterback decides to make something when there's nothing there.
And I'm going to say this in the kindest way possible. Kenowa Hills is like a bad rash right now. There's been many times you think you're getting rid of them, and again, they have the chance to make it a 3-point game here.
Shotgun formation. Fellows back to pass. Steps up. Fires that one in and out of the hands of a would-be defender. Boy, it almost looked like Brady had hit him in the shoulder pad and bounced off.
I think he was expecting the tip from the receiver. He was almost waiting.
Casey Flannery.
He was almost waiting for the deflection. As you watch, you see the outstretched hand. I don't think he was expecting it to come by clean. It's almost in basketball when you don't expect the air ball to come straight to you.
3rd and 10, and step away from me, you and that darn rash. 3rd and 11. 2 receivers far side. Fellows, shotgun formation, early movement. They got him, right side of the line.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Boy, now it's the Panther defense, Brady, making a statement, huh?
Yeah, and you know, Kenowa Hills has already ran the screen about half a dozen times. I don't want to go back there. This is a spot where, you know, you're looking for someone to make a play. You're probably trying to throw to the sticks. You know, you can, or beyond, you can trust Fellows to try to make that play down the field.
3rd and 16, 4 receiver set. 2 split far side, 2 near side. Hampton, the lone setback. DeWitt brings 4. They try to set up a screen and it's blown up. Not a chance.
Yeah, and this is the 4th or 5th time they've ran this exact screen. And again, I said it last time it was here. It's 3rd and long, and watch these right here, watch these 3 right here that come through. They don't get fooled. They had their eyes on it right away to run up and make that play. I mean, they were expecting screen. They were looking screen. That's why maybe, you know, a fake short and go deep would have worked there. A pump and go, a sluggo, something like that.
Riley Smith stands at his own 1. Gets a nice punt away. Taking it on a bounce. Going far side. Landon Kearns, 40. Gets a block. I think that's coming back, as a matter of fact, as a helmet goes flying. But Kearns got to that edge and cut it back upfield, but there might be a reason for that. Brady, looks like a little extra space may have been artificially created for him.
Yeah, I just think I think they're going to get Caleb Nolan. Just got to know when to give up on a block. He did a nice job for about 10 to 15 yards. You know, you did a good job. Let that block go if it is what I think it is. So it's going to be at the end of this run when he crosses the field. Now, right here, it's a good block, and then when he crosses his face again, you just got to let him go. Hey, you did a really nice shot for the first 80%, but that last 20 hurt you.
Gonna have the
after the punt, blocking the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Hey, let's keep him out of field goal.
And that's a big penalty because that's going to push him back, Brady, to the 44-yard line. Hey, listen, still great field position, but
Kenowa Hills. 1st down, DeWitt.
Putting Kenowa Hills back in the pressure. Rolling out and throwing on 1st down. Haven't seen a whole heck of a lot of that. Picking up a few yards to Carter Harriman.
Number 21, Hudson Drake.
I love this tackle from Hudson Drake. We call this eyes through thighs. Comes up and stonewalls him on just a little mesh concept, little drag route. Guns up, takes the legs away, falls forward for another yard or two, but that's a great job stopping that right when you make contact.
2nd and 5 from the 39-yard line. Another direct snap and another 1st down. Boy, when they do this, it's been working all night seemingly to Channing Ridley. That's going to be a 1st down up to the 30-yard line. Clock stops for a moment with 51 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Brady, how many times have we said this tonight? Another big possession here by DeWitt.
Yeah, and you know, how many times last year did DeWitt just, you know, as they were rolling along, teams just, you know, fold and, okay, hey, it's time for DeWitt to be up by 5 scores. Give Kenowa Hills credit, but DeWitt has held water just fine.
Another direct snap this time to Hillard. Hillard gets outside, finds the edge. First down and more inside the 20. And oh boy, that late flag comes in.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
Boy, they're working this Wildcat tonight, aren't they? Using the backs out of the backfield with the direct snap.
I think this, like you said, it's probably against DeWitt. Never a good sign for the offense when they just start walking back.
Yeah. More often than not, they know it. You need a wiseacre like Brady.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
You need a wiseacre like Brady on the defensive side of the ball to point the other way. Not that they already knew that, right?
Yeah, it looks like 78. Again, that block at that point, hey, you did a good job stopping him from getting to the edge. Just let him keep running, because once your guy gets out there, what's that block doing when he's, you know, 4 or 5 steps away? Just let him go, and instead, you know, okay, maybe it doesn't spring for a 15-yard gain, but you get 8 and there's no penalty there.
That's going to be the last play of this third quarter. Don't you go anywhere. We've got fourth quarter action coming up, but your score at the end of 3 quarters, DeWitt with a 31-21 lead over Kenowa Hills. They threaten. Kenowa Hills has stepped up all night. Can they do it again here? We'll find out when we come back on the State Champs Network and Local 4+.
Turn your attention to the north end zone for the Amazon Delivery Dash. In just a moment, our contestants will take off in a 100-yard dash to the opposite end zone. The first one.
What's for dinner used to be fighting words, but not anymore. Because with Hungry Howie's Mix and Match, the answer is everything. Choose 2 or choose all. We don't judge here. Mix and match a medium-flavored crust 1-topping pizza with Howie bread, or a Pepsi 4-pack, or even a fresh salad. Want a pizza to go with your baked stuff? You can have that, and more and more. Each just $7.49. Decision fatigue? Never met her. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
You know me. 1-800-CALL.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. When we show up for work right here in this office, we honor our family's legacy.
And we're not alone. The firm behind our family are leaders in the law, accomplished, respected, and trusted. We've won tens of thousands of cases, but the most important case is yours.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If playing college sports is your dream, don't wait for a college coach to find you. Recruit yourself. At Lawrence Tech, we're looking for student athletes. LTU competes in the NAIA with 24 varsity sports and athletic scholarships. Explore new degree programs like sport management, where sports meets cutting-edge education. Visit LTURecruitYourself.com and just fill out the questionnaire. It's that easy. Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic.
Every high school sporting event in the state of Michigan has one thing in common: officials. Every game, every meet, every match. Without officials, there'd be no touchdowns, no three-pointers, no face-offs. Without officials, there'd be no games. Officiating is a great way to give back to your community and stay involved with the sports you love. And officials are needed now more than ever, because without officials, it's just practice.
High school football on State Champs and Local 4+ is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, the presenting sponsor of the annual Mr. Football and Anvil Awards and the original flavored crust pizza. Order your pizza tonight at hungryhowies.com.
Welcome back into State Champs Game Time Live. Your score 31-21 here in the fourth quarter. And Donovan Hillard for the Panthers only played in a couple of games the past 2 seasons because he was plagued with back-to-back injuries. So coming back this season, it was huge for his confidence and just really getting back to feeling like himself. And Coach Zimmerman said that once he got over that mental hurdle and got back to the same type of mentality he had when he was younger, I knew he was going to be really good because all of the other attributes you look for are there. This year, he's a full go.
Patty on cue. Hillard takes a direct snap in that wild card and runs for another Panther first down inside the 20-yard line, down to the 18. Brady, you know I love to give shout-outs.
Yes.
Shout-out to Mama and Papa Beeden. Mama Beeden makes fantastic chocolate chip cookies. We'll talk about Papa Beeden in a second. Another direct snap, this time coming near side. Hillard with a cut, inside the 5, touchdown. Patty Cesarini with an assist. And Donovan Hillard from 13 yards out. A big score by the Panthers, putting them up 16, PAT pending.
Heck of a job blocking. I mean, you're going to see the hole that Hillard has here. Creates the edge, the vision, cuts up. I mean, technically touched before he gets into the end zone, but a mere formality with it.
Rose on for the point after attempt, and this is a big one to turn it into a 3-score game. Snap is down, kick is up, the kick is good. So with 11:37 to go, the Panthers extend their lead to 38-21. Brady, let's look. They are feasting on these direct snaps.
Yeah, again, this is one of the school body left, and Hillard sees it, puts his foot in the ground right there, cuts up, and, I mean, there's no one between him. Again, a noble effort from Bertolini, but he really didn't have a chance there, did he?
Kenowa Hills has fought back all night. I would expect nothing less. Now, Mike Ivesil, you might appreciate this. We gave a shout-out to Mama Beeden. Papa Beeden, a former Montreal Canadian draft choice. How's that, Brady?
That was very nice, Sean.
Yeah.
I know they appreciate it.
Well, there are a couple Hab fans in this booth. I don't know if you knew that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you knew that.
I haven't gotten to look at your calf today, so I wasn't sure. He's got a Canadian's tattoo on his calf. For those unaware.
I can confirm nor deny. Roger Beeden played hockey at Ohio State and went to camp with a guy by the name of Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, that was...
they kind of tell you, hey, I might not have a chance. I might not have a chance.
A little bit of a roadblock. A little bit of a roadblock. It's like coming to Kenowa Hills and having a guy like London Hampton running in front of you.
Rose kicking this one off. It is returnable. Taken at the 7-yard line. Makes a cut at the 17. Gets outside. Has some space. Boy, a heck of a return there by Kumani Broussard. 1 week from tonight, folks, we are going to be at another one of those fantastic locations. We've had the privilege of being out there a couple times in years gone by, but what a dandy that will be. Next Thursday night. Look at that beautiful field. My goodness gracious. Rochester Adams, and you can see all the action right here on the State Champs Network and Local 4+. Love this time of year. More broadcasts, more. Fellows back to pass, looking, firing, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, William Fussman. Kind of a dangerous pass there. Kind of hung that one up a little bit, Brady, and Fussman up gimpy again.
Yeah, Flannery makes a heck of a play here, knowing that you're going to have someone. So Flannery right here, as knowing that the ball's going to be coming out quick, the immediate break, separates man from ball. Heck of a job there.
Fellows throwing far side, tries to set up that screen. No, sir. Read immediately. It wasn't the first contact, but slowed him up enough to drop him for the second contact for a loss.
Yeah, and again, who was it? Number 12, Casey Flannery, and this is where it gets tough for Kenowa Hills. The clock is an issue. You need 3 scores. Simple math tells you need to score 3 times in about 3.5 minutes each. So DeWitt knows you're throwing the ball. You can play more aggressive, and this is where you're boxed into what you can do.
Fellows in the shotgun formation. They don't want to give the ball back. Finds his receiver. The grab is made. Good pursuit there, wrapping him up from behind. I want to give credit where credit is due there. I believe.
Brought down by number 30, Crew Costumus.
So I want everyone to watch here how much room there is when he catches it. Pause. So the closest guy is right here. Look at all this area, and watch how quick this closes up. 6-7 yards later, tackled immediately.
That's that speed that Coach Zimmerman told us about. It has been on display tonight. 4th and 6, Fellows, back to pass. Looking, firing, incomplete. Pass intended just beyond the sticks for number 6, Zach McCarthy. That pass just sailed on him a little bit. And you don't want to put the ball back in DeWitt's hands right now, but that's exactly what they did, Brady B.
Yeah, and you have to take that risk there, right? I mean, you're down 3 possessions, now under 10 minutes to go. You've got to roll the dice a little bit. Hey, if you lose by 17, if you lose by 24, you're still 0-1 either way. But take the swing as Kenowa Hills has all night long. Again, haven't played perfect, but to knock off a team like DeWitt, it takes more than a A- effort.
Another direct snap here. Trying to get outside, not this time. Good pursuit, still a couple yards up. That direct snap once again to Channing Ridley. You've seen them do this, Brady, for a while now, and it really wears you down on the defensive side of the ball, doesn't it?
Yeah, and again, having the athletes they have, I said it earlier in the broadcast, you can play 9, 10, 11 really good snaps in a row. But if one guy takes half a step the wrong way, gets their eyes looking at the wrong thing on that 12th play, bang, it's out the gate, and that's what DeWitt does to you.
Brahman checks back in, gonna hand it off, coming near side, trying to follow his blocker. Good cutback. Up to about the 36-yard line, making for what should be a very interesting 3rd and 3 scenario for the Panthers. Time's certainly a factor right now for Kenowa Hills. Make no mistake about that. They're down by 17 and we're under 9 to go.
And then the other thing that DeWitt is doing with all the different looks they're showing, Wildcat, these heavy sets, overloading, spread, it tests the mental fortitude. Okay, how many different scout cards can the coaching staff at Kenowa Hills draw up? How well can you remember that when you're on snap 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 or 90 for some of these guys playing both ways?
Once again, that twosome back there, Hillard and Ridley. Direct snap to Hillard. Hillard makes a cut, dives for that marker. Let's see, did he get there? Let's see where they mark it. I think he needed to get to the 33. Yes, they're saying he did. Near side official saying, move those chains. Knew exactly where he had to get, Brady, and by golly, he got there.
And then the other thing that as a defender drives you insane, they huddle, and then they break the huddle, put their hand in the dirt, and 1 second later they're snapping it, and you don't know what the formation is. So in that time, you have to identify the offense, remember what your rules are, and make sure you time the snap count well. That's why for Kenowa Hills, you either simplify the rules. So, okay, as a defensive end, I'm spilling everything to the outside. As a linebacker, what am I looking at? You can't really change the front in those spots, and it makes it a bear to prepare for.
Brahman checks back in. He's got Channing Ridley on his left hip. Brahman's going to keep it this time. Gets a block from Ridley, and a nice one at that. Springs forward past the 25. Should be good enough for another DeWitt first down.
I think DeWitt's going to shift down a little bit with the pace. And this isn't necessarily poorly played by Kenowa Hills. About even numbers, just makes a man miss and turns a 3 or 4 yard gain into a 10-yard gain.
Kept the ball.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Clock frozen at 7:41. Boy, any points here makes life really, really miserable. Direct snap again. Ridley just over the right side of the line. Hey, Brady, nothing fancy there, but it's working. They're kind of leaning on this Kenowa Hills defense, and they pick up 7 on that first down carry.
I mean, at this point, you don't have to do anything fancy. Use 39.9 seconds between plays. run it and then use 39.9 seconds. Even if you just sit here and you get no gain on the next two, Kenowa Hills wouldn't get the ball back till under 5 or under about 6-ish minutes, maybe 5.5, down 3 scores. I mean, at that point, you're asking for a score every 90 seconds. Math is not on the side of the Knights right now.
No, sir. Direct snap again to Ridley. Tries the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but punches his way forward close to a first down. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short. So a big 3rd and 1 forthcoming.
Can I throw something a little wild at you, Sean?
Of course.
You know, it might actually be, again, small chance Kenowa Hills gets back in this game. A touchdown from DeWitt might actually help them because then they get the ball. It would be a 3-score game either way, 17 or 24, but you get a chance to control the ball and, you know, have the onside kicks rather than DeWitt just sitting here and bleeding the clock dry.
I understand that logic.
Again, Kenowa Hills, not a great chance either way.
I don't think that's nuts. I would tell you. You know me.
Yes, I do.
I would tell you. Stretching it outside. Hillard with a first down and more. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Patty talked him up and he said, all right, Patty, I'm going to make you look smart. And he gets into the end zone 2 times in a row for the Panthers.
That's the mentality he talked about. I mean, you get him out there healthy. And on the scouting report, where is Hillard going to fall into all of this? I mean, this is a big-time run. That's an angry run through a couple of white jerseys.
Touchdown,
He's fired up. He
DeWitt.
should be. I mean, that had some bad intentions behind it.
Rose on for the point after. Snap is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So a 6:04 to go. DeWitt does, well, Brady, they did what you just suggested. They gave up a quick touchdown. It's now a 24-point game, but I'm not a math major. I can tell you that 8 times 3 is...
Yeah, so they needed to touch the ball 3 times anyway. And again, that is just, I mean, there's 3 different jerseys he runs through there. But the point I was making, again, DeWitt has all but won this. You can, you know, the judges' scorecards are in. But let's say he goes down at the 8 there, right? And then it's 3 straight runs up the middle for no gain, using all 40 seconds. Instead of there being 6:04 left, now you're down to about 4 minutes left, and you still need to score 3 times.
A daunting task, friend.
Yes, again.
A daunting task.
It would be, you know, maybe the game of the year if Kenowa Hills comes back now. And I want to say they have fought admirably, and we say they've played pretty well, and then you look down, and DeWitt has 45 points.
This is going to be a dangerous team on the west side. Make no mistake about that. Plenty of dangerous teams out there. I think Kenowa Hills is knocking on the door to being one of those usual suspects. I really do.
Well, and they're trying to take that next step up the ladder, Sean. You've been around in any level of sports. Very rarely do you go from, you know, trying to win a playoff game or series in the pros and then automatically then being in the championship conversation. It can happen, but usually you have to take those steps. And we showed earlier the last time they won a playoff game was during the Clinton administration. Yeah. So it's been a while. I think this is a team that can definitely take a few steps in that right direction.
Rose is going to keep this on the ground, gets a couple bounces, picked up off a bounce, and taken out past the 30. Boy, good spirited, hard run there. Broussard has run hard tonight. Hey, don't forget, folks, this Saturday, the State Champs High School Sports Show is back. Bigger and better than ever. Make sure you check all the highlights and stories that matter to the student athletes, families, and fans every Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. only on Local 4 WDIV. State Champs is your home for high school sports in Michigan. What a great partnership we have with Channel 4. Not only on television, but certainly streaming. Can't thank our friends at WDIV enough. Fellows going to keep it on the ground. Not much out there. Minimal gain of about 2. Broussard again. Boy, that kid runs hard, doesn't he? He's only a sophomore. But I like the limited times I've seen him tonight, Brady.
Yeah, Kenowa Hills has some nice players. I think one of the biggest things that, you know, Knights fans are going to be happy about is they go home and they go, all right, at least we don't have to see these guys in the postseason. dropping down to Division 4. Division 4 had some notable shakeups, particularly on the east side. Harper Woods going up to D3. Now, Harper Woods DeWitt, that's going to be interesting amongst another cast of D3 teams. But Kenowa Hills being in D4, a little less crowded on the west side in D4 than D3.
I'm going to ask you a question about the Blue Water area because if people don't know this, my friend Brady Beaton, not only did he play at Marysville, but you've covered the Blue Water area extensively.
I would say for about 4 or 5 years until this, up and through this last season.
How are things shaping out in the Blue Water area?
You know, it's funny because there's a lot of teams kind of like Kenowa Hills that are trying to break through to that next level. And you know, on this side, there's a lot of D4, D5 teams, so you get a lot of the Notre Dame Preps, the Frankenmuths of the world, the Harper Woods when they are in D4 that act as the roadblock. Goodrich can as well. So trying to find that, to climb that ladder from being district title good to regional and state title good.
Yeah.
And it gets harder every step you take up the ladder.
We'll take a look at our polls in just a moment. In the meantime, nice to see Gavin Braska walk off under his own power. Fellows sends a man in motion, 2 receivers near side. Second down, gonna pitch it outside. This time grabbed by the hips by Jackson Mitchell. Broussard just couldn't break free. Let's take a look at our state champs rankings right now. Brady?
So yeah,
look at the talent there. My goodness gracious.
Right, and you know, D1 being so concentrated in Metro Detroit, you don't know if Catholic Central or Cass Tech is going to be a state final or a district final. That can mess everything up. I mean, Belleville being in there, and then you have some D3 and 4 with, you know, you have DeWitt, you have Divine Child mixed in there, and then look at 7, 8, 9, all West Side teams that are pretty darn good. And Sean, I hear they don't like each other very much.
That's what I've heard. Cass and King, always one of the can't-miss games in this state. You always know Muskegon's bringing it. So, yeah, you know, the cool thing about it, you see a lot of the usual suspects, as we'll continue to talk about this, but I always like to see these teams taking a... I'll tell you what, you know, it was a great atmosphere last year when we went out to Romeo. Mm-hmm. We went on a beautiful night, saw a fantastic game out there. Clarkston is another location. Grand Blanc, I'm telling you, folks, if you haven't been to Grand Blanc,
gorgeous.
It's nicer than a lot of college campuses. I'm not even joking. It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, how would you like to be Brother Rice, be ranked as the 12th best team in the state and the 4th best team in your greater conference?
Amazing.
You're third in your division.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So we bring it back here, a big 3rd and 8 looming. Is once again, boy, I'm really impressed by this Grayson Fellows. If you haven't seen this kid yet, it's been an eye-opener here tonight. He has thrown some really good balls. Does he have some more left in him? We'll see. Big 3rd down here, trying to set up that screen. Caught, going to have to do work, and that work isn't going to be done. Forward progress up to about the 46-yard line, but Brady, that's going to leave them with a 4th and 4. A 4th and 4 now for the Kenowa Hills Knights.
Yeah, and Kenowa Hills has kind of emptied the bucket, right? They've thrown everything they've had at DeWitt. And, you know, I'm going to keep harping on this because I don't want to take away from DeWitt. We've given a lot of praise to the Knights, yet DeWitt's up by 24.
Yep. Fellows in that shotgun, looking over that defense. Big 4th and 4 here. Back to pass. Fires outside, intercepted. Intercepted, jumping that route and jumping right in front of the intended receiver, Caleb Nolan. And now, Brady, you head to the barn, you pull out that bench, and you milk this clock. We'll see if Kenowa Hills decides to use their 2 remaining timeouts.
Yeah, and that's one where Fellows has done a lot right. That one truly stared it down, and that one looked well scouted. They knew what they were looking for. Not all interceptions are created the same, much like all sacks, and that one, I mean, it was thrown right to him. But, hey, he did the work getting there before the throw to make it look easy.
So, the Panthers take over on their own 48-yard line. The number 4 team in the state, again, according to our state champs rankings, with a 45-21 lead. The boys having some fun there. Well, somebody's getting tacos. I wish it were me, but can you let me know where those tacos are after a turnover? I'd appreciate 5. DeWitt going to keep it on the ground. Another direct snap. Space into Kenowa Hills territory all the way up to the 45-yard line. 7-yard gain there.
Nash Shoalsby on the carry. Tackle was made by number 20, Carter Rose. Gain of 7 yards on the play.
It's been again, a well-fought game by Kenowa Hills. DeWitt they have the talent, they have the depth, and there's a reason why they're ranked as high in the entire state, not just D3.
Brahma back in, but another direct snap over the left side. That's going to be good enough for a first down up to the 40. Don't forget, folks, our pregame show starts at 6 o'clock. If you missed it tonight, don't miss it tomorrow. Lauren Plant, so great to have him part of game day. Hattie Cesarini. Patty's not going to be with us tomorrow. I believe Chelsea's going to be with us tomorrow. A cast of thousands as we get you hyped up for the big matchup tomorrow night, and frankly, Brady, every week. This is going to be part of our routine now, our pregame show. But tomorrow night, it's all about getting you piped up for Cass and Michigan City. Inside handoff, he gone. 10-5, touchdown.
Touchdown DeWitt. Nash Shoalsby from 40 yards out.
40 yards out for Josh Sosby. And they have extended their lead to 51-21. PAT pending.
And yeah, there you see the whole that Sean, I think, used the term a couple drives ago, just leaning on this night defense. And that's the result of it, of everything just wearing down and being able to slip through. And yeah, that's what DeWitt will do to you. And a game that was competitive is now turned into a blowout.
Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So, how about this stat? The DeWitt Panthers averaged 51.9 points last year.
Average.
They have 52 points tonight.
That's pretty darn good.
Wasn't I smart to bring that up?
You were very smart. You are good with numbers.
No, can I give you full disclosure?
Oh, yeah.
That's Brian Henry whispering.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Brian, all night. Brian's been there all night. That young man has a memory that's going to last a lifetime.
The book report on the teams he gives us makes our jobs real easy.
Oh, it's absurd. It's almost like he works in the pros or something, right?
Something like that. Got a few of those around here, don't we?
Yeah, we do, as a matter of fact. What a great crew. There's John Kidd, right smack dab in the middle of that huddle down on the field. DeWitt Panthers make that trek up to just north of Lansing. I was actually in DeWitt last weekend.
Were you now?
I was, actually, yeah. I was up there. My daughter, of course, goes to Michigan State, and we went up and visited her, and we went a little bit north and went through the lovely community of DeWitt.
You know what Coach Rob Zimmerman's really going to love about this game? I mean, they're going to have a 31-point win unless there's a late score, but they're going to win by multiple scores. But there's going to be enough that he can still coach and get on them about, that he can get productive tape. So a big learning experience as well.
Broussard takes this kick on the run, shows some speed again. Boy, that kid runs hard. I know I've said that a couple times as a sophomore. Brady, you have to be fearless, and this kid runs with no fear.
100%. See what the flag is. But I will tell you, there were many times in my career where, you get a good win, and you're feeling good about yourself. Oh, we ended up winning by 30, and then you get into film, and coach is yelling at you, and you're like, Coach, we won by 30. But hey, that's how you get to the top, right?
Amen.
Because those things that maybe didn't hurt DeWitt here could hurt them later in the regular season, in a regional final, or in a state final.
Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So they'll move them back. That's a half a distance to the goal call. With 2:12 to go, certainly it's all academic here. Let's see what Kenowa Hills decides to do here. Coach Fellows, bigger fish to fry on this season. This is a team in Kenowa Hills that a lot of expectations. And they're bigger fish to fry in this one. There's no doubt about that. They are going to put Chase Taylor in, number 12, as the quarterback. Taylor steps in, going to keep the ball on the ground. Try the right side of the line, no space up there.
Number 34, Mason Stoddard on the
I believe
carry.
that's going to be a loss of one. That handoff going to Mason Stoddard. How about that young man, a freshman?
Tackled by number
Welcome
35, National
to varsity football, young man.
Loss of 3 yards on the play at the 8-yard line. Second down and 13.
Clock running, $1:40 to go now. It looks like they want to run out the string here. Once again, stepping in, Chase Taylor, the junior quarterback. Shotgun formation, low snap, and he picks it up, intercepted, and that's a touchdown.
Touchdown, DeWitt. Chase Taylor's pass intercepted by number 22.
Yeah, Liam Tomlin, that was handed right to him. Now, I know some of his friends might get on him a little bit for fumbling the ball in the celebration, but, you know, hey, if it's thrown right at you, you take advantage of it. A learning experience. I mean, he just takes a couple steps to the right, stared down. Not bad when it's only about a 8-yard run. But again, you can't fumble the celebration. I know you're excited, but you got to at least hold on or play it off. You can't chase after it. Act like you meant to do that. Ignore the football at that point.
Vincent Rose to attempt
Another taco for turnover. Somebody's eating tacos.
I would say
Brady.
Sean
It's not
still
me.
doesn't have any.
I'm a little disappointed at that. Boy, pretty hard to deny a taco, isn't it? Rose on for the point after. Snap down, kick is up. The kick is good. They extend the lead to 59 to 21. Kind of reminded me of a pick six I saw a defensive end make in Davenport back in 2019.
You've already hit your quota. I'm not responding.
I'm just saying it was very, very reminiscent. Like, Mom, Dad, look what I found.
Oh, you're on your own. I'm not really. You can. I'll just let you go the next 126.
126
You keep
to
pushing
go
me
here
around.
in this one. Beautiful campus here.
You know, you bring me up, so I'll return the favor. Something a lot of people might not know about Sean. You know, been a pretty fit dude your whole life.
I don't know about that.
But one thing that people might not know, Sean Belusian can eat about anyone out of the building. So when he talks about tacos, when he talks about how hungry he is, you can sit him down. You can go down the field and take some people that play over at Ford Field, and I will take Sean Belusian if you put a plate of food between the two of them.
I'm not going to deny that. I can tell you 2 different Lions that I defeated in eating contests.
Yeah.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
True story.
And I know it is. We'll have to add that to your Wikipedia
Boy,
page.
I do I do love food, no doubt about that. I do love high school football, and it's a pleasure being here tonight. We'll be out tomorrow night as well. Don't forget team coverage here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus starting at 6 o'clock. A special shout-out to the entire team tonight. I don't think the average human understands how many people, Brady, are working behind the scenes to help us.
No, a lot of people see the final product, they hear our voices, but Sean, there's dozens of people that make this possible, everyone on our crew, and also, you know, the coaches and the programs themselves giving us their time as they get ready for what they've worked all year for.
Another squib kick, this one taken inside the 20,
Liam Dayton
up to about the 27-yard line. That's Liam Dayton on the return. Clock running now the rest of the way. $1 minute to go.
The ball was returned to the
Don't forget, at the end of the game,
First down and 10 for the Knights.
we're going to have a Player of the Year announced here at the Prep Kickoff Classic. And our own Patty Cesarini will have a conversation of interest for you as well. Going to keep it on the ground. That's Mason Stoddard, the freshman. Oh, the ball comes loose. Oh, goodness. Boy, they didn't need that. Young man, he's only a freshman, had a first carry for a loss of a couple and kind of got the couple back, and unfortunately the ball came loose at the end of the play, and he's kind of limping off the field as well. I don't think they're going to snap the ball again. However, that is going to be the end of the game as both teams make their way to the center of the field. A heck of an effort by Kenowa Hills tonight. Make no mistake about that, but there's a reason why DeWitt is a defending state champion and ranked number 4 in the state. They showed it tonight. Brady, I'll repeat the line. They just leaned on him tonight, and it finally broke.
And you heard the confidence from Coach Zimmerman going into halftime. He basically said, hey, we made a lot of mistakes. We'll be fine, but we made a lot of mistakes. And, Kenowa Hills, this is why you play that game, right? So your kids get the understanding, whether it's a senior or maybe a sophomore that you're going to have for a couple more years. They learn where they're trying to get. They're playing against a team that has a pretty good chance to return to Detroit in 14-ish weeks. Now they know what they have to go. They understand what that level is going to be at, and they're trying to take those steps. But DeWitt reminded you why they're DeWitt. Dominance is ordinary to them.
And one of the great sights in the MHSAA, and you see it in college football as well, Brady Beaton, teams lining up and shaking hands after a hard-fought game. As I mentioned, we're going to keep it on the field for a moment here. There's going to be a player of the game recognized, Brady, and Patty Cesarini down there as well. I have a feeling she might find a way to talk to that above-mentioned player of the game.
I think she's got a pretty good chance at that.
What a fun night here, though. We got here early enough, Brady. We got a chance to see part of the game as fans, Chippewa Valley and Detroit Catholic Central getting together. 2 more games here tomorrow. Of course, the one we're going to be bringing to you is going to be Cass Tech and Michigan City, Indiana. Pre-game coverage 6 o'clock, kickoff right about 7.
We saw that graphic earlier. Just the nationally ranked recruits in the junior class of Cass Tech.
Absurd.
Not any kids with college prospects, not every single grade level, just the juniors that Rivals has ranked.
It's absurd. It really is. And that is going to be one of the interesting storylines in Division I. Now, somebody else might have a say at it at the end.
Now, Shaw, real quick as they finish up this handshake line, you've been around longer than me. Doesn't it feel like the state of Michigan is producing more 5-stars at a rate
100%.
that is unprecedented
100%.
here? Like, before it was kind of like a huge deal, and now it's still a big deal, but it's like, yeah, that's our 5-star right now.
Yep.
We'll have another one.
Couldn't agree more. We're going to throw it to the PA in just a moment. As soon as Brian Henry whispers in my ear, let's throw it to the PA.
For tonight's post-game award presentation. First to present today's Iron Man Awards, we welcome to the field Detroit Sports Commission Executive Director Marty Delbeck, and from our presenting partner Amazon, Head of Community Affairs Ian Conyers. The Iron Man Awards are presented to the players who embody the true meaning of grit, whose effort, toughness, and perseverance make an impact every time they step on the field. First from Kenowa Hills, we congratulate number 3, Noah Kiltz.
Marty Dobeck out there, longtime friend of everybody here at State Champs. I knew him way back when he was working here at Wayne State. Brady Beaton.
You have been around a while.
Marty doing a fantastic job with the Detroit Sports Commission. There's no doubt about that.
And from DeWitt, we congratulate number 7, Donovan Hiller.
Pretty hard to deny that. You know, you could legitimately pick a few guys from DeWitt, right? That young man had a strong game. Look at that big smile. That a boy. Absolutely. And he made our own Patty Cicerini.
And now we award
really,
tonight's
really smart.
Most Outstanding Player Awards presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. First from Kenowa Hills, we congratulate number 0, London Hampton.
That is a special, special football player. The community indeed blessed to have that young man carrying the ball, and he's going to be taking his talents to the University of Michigan.
And from DeWitt, we congratulate number 9, Griffin Brayman.
Pretty hard to deny Griffin Brahman. I mean, you could have picked a few guys. Another guy, certainly honorable mention, Channing Ridley.
And now, on behalf of the Detroit Sports Commission and Amazon, we present DeWitt's head coach Rob Zimmerman with the official Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic Trophy. Congratulations to DeWitt on your victory in the 2026 Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic.
Isn't that cool? Think those guys are excited? Boy, you love to see that, don't you? That's awesome. Patty's going to be down on the field with a conversation of interest in just a moment. What a fun night. We're going to be back here tomorrow night. Looking forward to that for sure. Love the fact that we as a company decided to make the decision to really have a game day experience and have a pregame show and certainly all the bells and whistles that come with that. And having a guy that's been around this game so long to kind of ride shotgun with that, Lauren Plant, we appreciate that greatly. So we'll wait for Patty Cicerini down on the field. As soon as she's got her guy, let's throw it down to Patty Cicerini. Patty?
Donovan, 2 touchdowns for you here tonight. How good did it feel to just get back out here and start this 2026 season?
Yeah, it felt amazing to get back out here. I think we started with a great game. We all played together as a team. I mean, obviously came out with a victory, so that was a great night.
And you battled injuries the past couple of years to get back out here and, again, just do what you did. What did it mean to be back playing the sport that you love?
I have, yeah. It's been tough to get back out here and do what I did. It was definitely personal for me tonight, so I'm glad I got to come out here.
You made it look pretty personal, and this offense with DeWitt, you guys have been so explosive the past couple seasons. Nothing shy of that here tonight. You know, why is this team equipped to make another deep run in the playoffs?
I mean, I think we all just work really hard. It's a brotherhood, and we're all here together. I think we can obviously get there together.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Go and enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Guys.
How about the smile on his face? We say farewell here from the campus of Wayne State University in Detroit. Our final score at the Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic.
Thank you.
DeWitt knocks off Kenowa Hills by a score of 59-21 for Patty, Chelsea, Lauren, my partner Brady Beaton. I'm Sean Belegian. Make sure you join us again tomorrow night. Total team coverage starts at 6 o'clock as Detroit Cast Tech takes on the Michigan City Wolves. How about Michigan v. Indiana? We'll have it for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night for state champs and Local 4 Plus.